Just sent the message on Patreon. I'm about to make the post on Patreon. And excuse me. Hello, how are you?
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey.
Hi. Hello.
Nice melon shirt.
Why, thank you. It's a pretty good shirt. It's pretty high
So
quality.
how's Cannes?
Cannes was great. It was a lot of fun. My sleep's still really screwed up because of it. Hopefully that's fixed today. But
what's the time difference?
9 hours
Whoa.
for Vancouver. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I saw some good movies. I saw Burning, which is great. I saw Under the Silver Lake. Shoplifters was great, and the rest of them were like fine. There's a few that I wanted to see, but I couldn't. Hello, what's up?
Yeah, I just want to see if you guys can hear me.
Yes. Hello. Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Adam. How's everybody else doing?
I'm doing decent.
I have a bag of chips, so I'm amazing.
Sure. That's fine. Just try not to crunch too much in the microphone when you're not talking. Here's another handy idea. If you're afraid
Adam,
of making...
I have a question.
Yes? I was just right before you asked your question, I was just going to say, if you're afraid of making noise while you're not talking, i.e. eating a bag of chips, you can also mute your own mic and then unmute when you're about to say something. That's a good idea. Sorry, what was your question?
Are you a fan of Indiana Jones?
No, but I've never really most of what I know about it is just because it's in pop culture. I don't think I've actually sat down and watched an entire Indiana Jones movie. I've seen bits on TV. I've seen enough in pop culture that I know exactly what it is from what I can tell, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of classic 80s movies that I feel are just so pop culture that I don't know. I didn't grow up with them, I was born, I guess, 10 years too late for it to be a part of my childhood. And then when I say I haven't seen them, people are like, what? Are you kidding me? Because it was part of their childhood. I don't know. I guess my parents...
I'm a lot younger than you. It was kind of part of my childhood, but whatever. Yeah. People are different.
Yeah, I watched E.T. recently for the first time, and it's definitely clouded by nostalgia. It's not very good at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I disagree. Right. I disagree so much. That movie's a masterpiece.
E.T. fucking terrified me when I was a little kid. His neck.
Yeah, I definitely watched it when I was younger, but I don't remember much of it at all.
I barely remember it.
Yeah.
The first and the third Indiana Jones are good.
Yeah.
The second one's kind of not very good.
What about the fourth one with aliens?
We don't talk about that, Adam, okay? Don't ever bring that up ever again. I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
The only good thing about E.T. is the video game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the one that they buried in Mexico.
Yeah, no. When I heard about that, I thought it was a joke. I thought I was reading off The Onion, but no, it was actually from a credible news source. And I'm like, wait, this is for real? And they show pictures of it, everything. I'm like, this is for real. This is the world we live in. A world with somebody was like, this game must never ever see the light of day. So I'm gonna go and bury in Mexico, in New Mexico.
That's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
And people found them, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's even actually
crazy.
went there and digged it up.
Yeah. That's the craziest part, is that somebody actually found them.
Yeah, that's...
Adam, did you hear of Total Biscuit's death yesterday?
Yes, I did. I think everybody in the community heard about it.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. I didn't really know him personally, but obviously he's a part of the community and have a lot of mutual friends and stuff. Very unfortunate. It was 33?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't he hospitalized at like the very end of April, and then like
Mhm.
I don't
died in the
know.
hospital?
I have no idea. I didn't.
I heard he was. I mean, from his wife's Twitter, she it was it's like he was like it was terminal, and he even went on Reddit saying like he might not make it. So
Yeah, I think I remember there being an update where it was like pretty conclusive that it wasn't going away. So
yeah.
And in other news, apparently the fucking channel also subscribers are slowly climbing back up after what all that shit happened.
yeah, I mean that's usually what happens.
People stopped caring.
Yeah, I mean people whenever like during a controversy, people unsubscribe, and then either those same people subscribe again when it's not a controversy, or they just gain new subscribers anyway. I mean, Keemstar's subscribers are well back up too after his like
yeah, like I mean,
content cop.
and look at the Fine Brothers too. I mean, remember the wonderful like drain of the subscribers. Now it's
so funny.
No, it's
And meanwhile,
People-
fucking Leafy just died after
Wait.
his thing.
Well,
I think I thought he was
Leafy would be
recovered
doing
from that.
fine if he just kept going, but
He
he
kept
was
going,
gonna
but
come-
like I don't. He
he's
wasn't
like,
like
it's not worth it. I'm only making like 10,000 a month. What he's thinking.
I mean, Idubbbz basically shot him in the head, and he didn't came back from that. So that
Well,
constant copy killed
I
him.
guess so, but no, I mean, he's still he has the ability to post like every fucking day, and for a while he did, and so it was like I don't know, he was getting like 1 to 3 million views every video, and then YouTube changed the algorithms. Like that's what killed his channel, not Idubbbz. The
yeah.
algorithm change, and then it's like, oh no, he's only getting like 500,000 views a video, but he's posting them every day, and he's still making a lot of fucking cash. But for some reason, he's just like, yeah, it's not worth it.
I mean,
Like, what the hell? You're
he's
fucking
got money
loaded.
saved up, so I mean, it's not like he's gonna go out and be homeless, so he'll be fine.
I know, but
Yeah.
like, what? He's 22 or something.
he's like
now?
22 or 23.
Yeah, I mean, like that money is not going to last forever. If you have a source of income that you know you can keep getting like 10,000 a month off of, like make good, serious fucking money off of, I don't understand why you wouldn't keep doing it. Like, yeah, sure, he's not going to be homeless right now, but he could be in 20
I
years.
hope not. I hope he doesn't go homeless. I don't
Like,
think
try
anyone
to
deserves to go homeless.
Revive Leafy is here at age 40. That was every time I watched one of his videos. That's exactly what I was thinking. Is like when you're an adult, this is gonna look really fucking lame. I mean, it's already really fucking lame. But like when you're older, this is gonna look ridiculous.
Hey kids, you want to see my old YouTube channel?
Cringiest
hilarious.
YouTuber ever. Like, you're gonna show your grandchildren.
Go check out Grandpa's YouTube channel, kids.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Grandpa Leafy. I'm here to tell you that I used to make YouTube videos.
hmm
I used to make
Leafy.
fun of little kids like you on the internet.
Yeah, he used to bully them mercilessly, like a terrible person.
This could happen to you. Drink.
Adam,
Yes.
I mean, I doubt that any of the
one thing that I forgot that I was wondering about last time that I forgot is how do you manage to get on The Price is Right?
Oh, I just applied. Your microphone's a little quiet, by the way.
Mine is.
Yeah, with that funny clip you had online where you pretty much trolled in the background.
Yeah, you can
That
just
was-
you can literally just go on their website and you can book a date in the future, like from about a month or two ahead. I knew I was going to LA and I was like, I want to be on The Price is Right, so I booked the day, and then it happened to be Cyber Monday, just out of coincidence, because they film their episodes like really early, so it's like it wasn't actually Cyber Monday that I went there. It was like November. And so yeah, it was fun. I didn't get called up, but it was still really funny. It was a very surreal
So-
experience. The studio's a lot smaller than it looks on TV.
I bet. I think someone posted a comment on that video saying that was the equivalent to Andrew Bowser's levels of trolling. I don't know.
Andrew Bowser is like one of my favorite fucking people.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything in a while though, has he?
I don't even know who that is.
He's like this fucking. He's like this really good actor who likes to troll like news stations.
Weird
And,
Arby's guy.
Oh.
Just go on YouTube and look up the weird Arby's.
Oh, I see.
but it's not like the fuck me right in the pussy guy where that's his only joke. He actually does like. Fake
Well, that
personas
guy
and
wasn't
shit.
even real. That was debunked.
Oh yeah, that was
Every time
fake.
I say that, people are
Yeah, it
like,
was fake.
"What?"
Oh, it's so
I
funny.
ruined people's
No,
fucking-
no. If that was real, I mean, I don't even. I mean, it was. The media would probably post it, but still, what was real is him going to going to I believe it was E3, and he got interviewed by one of these journalists, and he pretty much took advantage of I'm gonna take advantage of it. So yeah, and he also did the same for Warcraft and everything else.
He was like talking about his fucking like World of Warcraft OC, and then how he lives his life.
Man, who's that fucking guy? The best reality show exit guy. He was
Oh my
this
God.
guy. I forget his fucking name, but he was on. There's a while where he was just on whatever reality show he could find, and he seems like he might be a troll. Johnny, what's his name? But anyway, that's a great video if you just search that up. Best reality show exit. Here, I'll post it
Okay.
in the thing.
It's been on YouTube for years, but it's gotten that recent surge of popularity.
Yeah.
Just like YouTube, it's a coming and going. By the way, Adam, I have a question. What do you think about the whole channel? Did you read the document for Channel Awesome?
Not much of it. I got the gist of it. I didn't really.
The only thing that really came out of that I really cared about was that Giorgio was actually a rapist. That's the only thing that really affected me, kind of.
I don't. That was just when I learned about that. That crushed my soul. I mean, I don't want to speculate or anything. Really, I don't. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
See, I didn't really care about the whole Doug Walker thing, because I never really found him that funny to begin with. So I was like,
well, yeah, I understand. But for me, it was kind of. It's kind of like how Bill Cosby fans felt when their icon, someone who they watch a fan of, is basically this monster. I mean, honestly, Doug is a monster, but not helping out his friends in need, and not doing anything, and pretty much being responsible for firing a poor girl.
It's just, I don't know. I kind of mentioned this on the podcast. It's just, it's a company made that's being ran by just normal people that don't have any management experience, and that's kind of what you get. It's just like a dumpster fire. And you try to when you're more ambitious than you know what to do.
All I can think of when people bring up Bill Cosby is how when he was being taken to court, escorted by the police, he yelled out hey, hey.
That was pretty
in
funny.
the Fat Albert voice.
And their response to this whole thing was just terrible.
Oh, of course. Because it's just
Yeah,
we're sorry you feel that way.
And their second response was not good either.
Yeah, no. Their first that was a line from their first response in their little letter.
Yeah, we're
and
sorry you
pretty
felt
much
that way.
basically the line was, "We sincerely regret you felt that way."
Right.
Yeah.
Which is
And
like
the
a
second
giant
one,
fuck
I mean,
you.
and the second one, they pretty much cherry picked little things, and they didn't even. They basically admitted to some stuff they did, but they didn't even apologize for it, which is all people want. So.
Yeah, their accusation fact post had
And even with that said, I mean, I lost interest of Doug Walker before this thing happened, sort of, because his videos started to get stale with a bunch of skits. The jokes just became predictable and boring. So it felt like the well has run dry for.
I mean,
comics.
I don't know. It seems his videos to me just seem the same as they've always been. I've just never really been that interested. Someone's asking me what my thoughts on the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer are. I'm not excited for it because I would have rather seen the Sacha Baron Cohen version, and that's not happening. There were conflicts between Cohen and the band members, and so supposedly the what Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to make with his version of the film was something that really captured Freddie Mercury's life, and he wanted to include things like crazy gay parties where there were naked midgets running around with like cocaine on their heads. And then the band was like, no, we can't do a story all about Freddie Mercury. We have to show that the band did some really great things after he died too. So apparently, the movie that's being advertised, the movie that got made, is not really going to be about Freddie Mercury. It's going to be about like the band and continue on after he dies and be like, oh wow, look how good they are still. That's supposedly what's going to happen. So that's why I'm not excited for it, because that seems kind of lame compared to
It
a
looks
story
pretty good.
about Freddie Mercury.
I like
'cause
the
they have,
casting.
yeah, I don't know. Sacha Baron Cohen would have been perfect, I believe.
It kind
I
of makes
agree.
it sound like it'll be sort of a watered down version of The Last Waltz.
Mhm.
Well, let's say this:
don't think
it'll
that's
be
a
a
fair
better music
comparison.
biopic, and it'll be better than All Eyes on Me, which was an absolute train wreck of a movie.
Didn't even see it.
It's like that Tupac biopic that came out last year was really bad.
Yeah.
Adam, what did you think of the trailer for that movie, the Happytime Murders, like with the fucking puppets and shit? It's like the
Oh,
sausage
somebody
party
sent me
but with
that, but I didn't really
puppets.
watch it.
Terrible.
It looks not that good. But the only thing that,
I skipped through it, and Melissa McCarthy's in it? Let's see.
oh,
Yes, he's in it.
Yeah, she's in it. And then directed by the guy that did one of the Muppets movies or something. Yeah. I don't know. It looks very like, haha, we're doing something edgy, but it's not going to be special, you know, like that fucking
like
food
sausage
fight.
party.
Not food fight. What was it called? The one where
Sausage Party.
sausage
Yeah, the
party.
one with Seth Rogen and shit.
Yeah. I mean,
I like
even
how
that
much-
even that looked edgier than this. This one's just like,
They've already made a movie like that. It's called Meet the Feebles. I mean, it's not gonna be Meet the Feebles.
I love how many people mix up food fight and sausage party.
because it's they probably would have named it Food Fight if Food Fight
only
hadn't
thing
already
that,
existed. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
like the
I don't
same.
know about that. Sausage
Well, it's because
Party.
sausage party is like an innuendo. It's like, haha,
Yeah, I
dick
get it.
joke.
Sausage party has the sexual
Yeah.
connotation to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That looks
I don't
really
know.
lame.
The only thing that's interesting that comes out of like that
I
Happytime
don't
Murders movie.
I like Sausage Party. I mean, yeah. On the surface, it's like some, it's like, oh, hey, look, guys, it's a super edgy animated movie, which is,
It's just
but
like
I mean, I liked it. I mean,
It was
I like the
okay.
the animation was good, but then you heard like what they did to the animators behind the
It's
scenes.
deep. Oh, yeah,
and they
that's
threatened to
interesting.
blacklist them.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
I
have
heard.
a lot of friends that saw it, and none of them were like blown away by it.
Yeah, it wasn't like groundbreaking or anything. It was just like, aha, this is better than what you think it would be.
I just didn't, because like the trailer wasn't all that funny, and
Right.
I'm not blown away by the fact that it's like, oh no, they're being eaten and they're anthropomorphized food, because like that's been done in YouTube videos before. Like there's that video where
Fucking annoying orange.
where not even that, but like there's one with like campfire marshmallows and they're being like pierced with sticks and burned.
Yeah,
That-
like
that's kind of
Game
funny,
Bow.
and that works well as like a short. But then you post the trailer and it's like, we're making an hour-and-a-half feature out of this. I'm like,
See,
like
in
you
my
can
opinion-
only do that for so long before it's just stale. And then if you're not doing that the whole time, which you're not, then you're just going to fill it with filler. And so I'm just not interested.
I
It
think
would've
what
been
made
better
it worse
if
is that
they
was an
had, like-
idea that was in the works for a while, but then everybody else started doing those things in short videos before it got finished and released.
But it would have been better if it was like, in my opinion, if it had acted like, a little Pixar movie up until when the food actually started being cut and eaten and shit. But then that's not what it was. It was just
Yeah, because
It was the
they got a
marketing.
lot of the crassness started right off the bat. Like even the opening song was just full of fucks.
yeah, and like Hitler jokes. And
Is that actually happening, Xeno Puppy? Sesame Street's suing them, or is that just a
yeah,
rumor?
that's what I was saying. That's what I was about to say. Like Sesame Street is suing them because they're saying it's like, oh, it's ruining our image and slander.
That's
I think
dumb.
they're suing
That's
slander.
I
actually
heard that, and I'm thinking, look, it's not. I mean, you don't have Big Bird doing all this stuff. You just have
Yeah.
like these random made up characters. If
don't-
it was Sesame Street characters, then we have an issue. But it's
Yeah.
not. So
You don't have a copyright over puppets in general.
Should they also sue Avenue Q then?
A bunch of shit. Like everything that's ever used puppets.
Fucking yeah.
That's so stupid.
Oh, so it's the same director as well, like all the other Muppet movies.
Hold on, what's
It's
this?
literally called the Happytime Murders.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avenue
And
Q
well-
has more to do with Sesame Street because the name is a
I
play
think
on
I
Sesame
think one of the
Street.
reasons why they're suing them is because it says this is Street No Sesame or something like on the tagline of the poster or something. I don't know what it is, but it has something with
Well,
there's no Sesame, just Street. And I'm thinking, look, obviously parents are not going to take their little toddlers to see this
Something with
movie.
murders in the title.
There's murder.
It-
No
it
one's going to
says-
take their kids.
It says no Sesame, all street.
That's like if
Wow, edgy.
Murder.
that's like if they took.
Although-
It's like if a parent took their kid to go see Deadpool 2.
That's parody. It's protected. I
Yeah,
don't know why they're
but-
trying to sue. That's stupid.
Adam, are you looking forward to Incredibles 2?
No, I'm not. I watched the trailer, and doesn't look anything special.
Picture trailers are never that good, though.
Can someone explain to me what that noise is that I hear that sounds
Yeah,
like
I
a
was
creaking,
about to-
What is
Wait,
that?
creaking chair or like?
Yeah,
I think
it's
it looks
cool.
great.
Yeah.
That might
I
be.
mean, I have been
I,
watching this movie, so I'm thinking it's going to be really
It
good.
stopped. Thank you.
Wait,
Are you
Noise
are you
level.
looking forward to a new Lars von Trier film?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be amazing, but I would like to see it.
I'm gonna throw something out there. I mean, it's not controversial at all, but I absolutely loathe Lars von Trier and everything everything associated with him.
Yeah.
I can't stand him. I hate his
Yeah.
films so much.
What have you seen?
I've seen Antichrist and Nymphomaniac, and both of them, and I'm like thinking this
That's
guy
it?
is considered this. Yeah,
Okay.
That-
well,
that was
watch
enough for me to,
watch
like-
Breaking the Waves
There
and
you
Dancer
go.
in the Dark. They're very different.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
do my Lars von Trier.
He's
All
sort of
right.
evolved as a filmmaker to the point where
he's
his
really
older films are very different.
yeah. He's
To me,
changed it up a lot.
the way I see him, he's the wannabe David Lynch. That's what I see him as. It's like, hey guys, look, I have all this grotesque imagery in my movie.
No,
No.
I don't think I think you're misinterpreting him as a whole from only having seen 2 of his films that were made in the same like decade, really.
Yeah, I'd watch Breaking the Waves and Dancer in
Yeah.
the Dark.
Hey, Adam, did you hear that Harvey Weinstein is finally being convicted of rape?
Yeah.
This is a thing that it's been an open secret in Hollywood that no one ever seems to take action for until last October. So
Yeah.
I'm glad it's happening. You know, I'm
Yeah.
glad. So
He turned himself in, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I just knew he was going.
What more can you do at this point, you know?
yeah, I mean, you
Blow your
it's
brains
20
out.
years, so it's gonna go to the big house.
I don't know. He's probably gonna go to jail for like 6 months, a year.
Isn't
like, I
isn't
took my
Bill
time.
Cosby under house arrest right now?
Yeah, I don't know. He might not even
Yes.
like Weinstein might not even go to jail.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
gonna
got
be on
so
house
much money.
arrest.
He's so fucking rich. Rich people don't spend that
he's
much
a-
time in jail. I mean, he's hated by the public, so that might be like a big thing. If you need to be, you know, the head on a stick outside the village, you need to be.
I mean, he has money. He shouldn't care. He could just buy his way out. Like he could just like fucking live in his
Yeah.
mansion for
He
the
could,
rest of his
he
life. and
could
work
go
all
to
suit.
prison and get like a special suite in the prison and like a private pool.
Probably, yeah.
Just be on vacation in the prison. Room
Can I-
service.
Can I say, sorry, to go back to Trier, why do you think his new film won't be amazing?
Because his past 2 films I haven't found amazing anyway, and like I saw the trailer and the clips from the house that Jack built. I'm like, yeah, this looks fine because it looks like the purpose, the whole entire goal is just to be like edgy, I guess, and you know he likes doing that. But I don't see anything in the clips that I saw or the trailers that makes me think that it's going to be what I would consider a great movie. It looks like fun. It look like I can't wait to see some disturbing imagery that doesn't hold back because I like that kind of thing. But I don't think it's going to be amazing just based solely off of that. I think there are going to be parts that get a little repetitive. But yeah, we'll see.
There's already
I,
controversy surrounding it, obviously.
yeah, about at the film festival, people walk out. That's nothing new.
Yeah, I
I
wish
mean,
I coulda-
people always walk out of
Yeah,
Lars von
sure.
Trier's train
And also,
wreck.
it's
So
Can. It's Can. You know.
Adam, you know the movie Heathers, right, from like the 80s?
I know it. I haven't seen it though.
Oh, because I was going to ask you what your thoughts on the TV thing, like the TV show they're doing up for it.
Yeah, I have no opinion. No opinion.
hey, Adam, are you a fan of James Bond?
No. No, I'm not.
How
There's
come?
nothing about. What do you mean? How come? How? Why should I be?
I'm just asking. Like, I'm just like, how come you're not a fan of Bond?
That's not
Just
surprising.
curious.
The question is, should I be? I don't know what you're trying to get at.
I mean,
Because
like,
when you say
I'm
why not,
asking, like,
that
I mean,
implies
like,
that there's
like,
a reason why I should be.
I mean, because you mentioned in your Sardonicus and the Sardonicus, I was wondering, like, why doesn't he like James Bond? I'm just wondering, like, I'm just curious. It's always a question I kind of had.
Because they're all incredibly similar and predictable, and they don't. There's nothing that special about them. That's it. I don't see any real reason to like them a lot. Casino Royale was fine, I guess.
I
That's
know
about
that
it.
I know it's not a harsh thing to say, but that's probably the harshest thing I've ever heard somebody say about James Bond.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, they're all very predictable and one note kind of things. You know?
The only thing about Bond I liked was the GoldenEye game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was just asking.
Oh yeah, the GoldenEye game is
I
fucking
really like
amazing.
the
That's the
music
classic.
and stuff.
James
Replaying it
Bondage.
recently. I've been replaying GoldenEye recently with mouse controls because of Donkey's
Oh,
video.
yeah.
It's way fucking better.
Mhm.
Play it on PC.
Yeah.
Hey,
They need
AJ,
a-
I really like your thumbnail.
They need like a good, solid multiplayer remake of that. I think they had something like that for the 360, but for some reason it wasn't good. I never looked into it.
Well, there's also GoldenEye Source,
Oh yeah.
which was like a multiplayer only GoldenEye game for the Half-Life 2 engine.
I'm hearing that noise again.
Yeah, I swear it sounded like someone was fapping or something.
It might be. Well,
It
as
might
long
be.
as it's not visible on camera. Yeah. I don't want to get banned.
I
You
think it
get
might
demonetized, Adam.
I think it might be this old controller. I hate these.
No.
But
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
trying
you're
to,
playing a game.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to minimize it.
Are
though.
you
I'm
are you
really-
button
I'm really-
mashing? Is there a quick time event?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
I'm
What do you?
Playing a David Cage game.
Adam.
Let's make a David Cage
Can't
joke.
wait tomorrow.
Real
Hey,
sorry,
Adam, what's
that's-
your
that's
opinion on Sonic the
getting picked up,
Hedgehog?
Not a fan.
Used to be good, went to shit.
Yeah, I've always felt like it's very strange how there are dedicated Sonic fans that exist in current year. Because you'd think it would be something. You think like as the quality of the games goes down, the fan base would go down.
I mean,
But
when I
there's
was,
like a lot of really dedicated Sonic fans, and I'm not trying to be insulting, and I'm not trying to say anything negative about this observation, but a lot of Sonic fans are very autistic.
I knew.
I've noticed a lot
Hey.
of autistic people are Sonic fans, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing because I'm a furry. Remember that, but but there's a lot of autistic people that are Sonic fans for some reason.
That's pretty.
Well, Adam, here's
in a way, that
here's
is
the real
true,
question.
though. Well,
Would you gift Sonic?
No,
No.
you know, when I was
his
a
eyes are
kid,
too weird, and also he has a stupid voice.
the only Sonic game I ever
Yeah.
enjoyed was Adventure 2 when I was a kid, which has not aged well. And I just don't like the art style. The fucking Cyclops melded eyes thing freaks me the fuck
Did
out.
someone's phone just vibrate?
I think someone might be using their phone as a.
I'm using my
As the
phone, but I
vibrator.
have it on.
Mhm.
That's all.
I have my phone like on Do Not Disturb, so it doesn't go off during the call.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea. I should do that.
Yes.
Adam will crawl through your screen and murder you.
Yeah, I've got the hair of the.
Yes,
the
Wait, I
ring.
heard. Hey, Adam, did you hear we're getting a sequel to Unfriended that's coming out? A trailer?
Yeah,
Oh no.
I think you're gonna enjoy that.
Like I knew they were gonna make a sequel.
Are you
I
gonna
think
review it?
Right
thought it
now, I
bombed.
hear another clicking noise, but I know it's not me.
Called
It's not
Unfriended
me.
Dark Web.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's what it's called, the dark web, and that's gonna
It
be
used to
pretty
be
bad.
called Unfriended Game Night.
Wait.
That's fucking
fixed it.
retarded.
The dark web.
Oh,
Probably
Wait,
because of actual Game
Unfriended
Night.
2, the dark web. Wait, how are they gonna access the dark web? I don't know. We'll have some button we're gonna press.
I think it is your controller that's making the noise.
Like that
It
noise.
is.
That
Somebody's
noise
gnawing.
right now isn't me though. That's
Oh.
a different noise.
Okay, so
That's
Whatever
it's
it is,
Martin
it's-
then.
No, it's back.
Somebody's gnawing on the mic.
I think it was that guy.
Next
Yeah,
time,
it's Martin.
it
Yeah.
happens, I'm gonna mute people one at a time and see when it stops, and then we'll figure it out.
processing
Oh.
information.
Adam.
So
I'm
Adam,
playing
what do
Town
you
of
thought?
Salem.
What do you think unfriended the dark web?
What about it?
Adam, are you Leaf?
Yes, I am.
What are your thoughts on Unfriended the dark web?
It's not
Are you
out
gonna-
yet.
are you gonna
I
see
haven't
it?
given my thoughts on it. I don't know. It
Well, I
depends
mean,
how
are you gonna
depends
watch
how wide
it?
of a voice it has.
Yeah, I'm sure Adam will give it a 10 out of 10. On
It's
his...
probably going to be in theaters.
I
'cause
know
it's
it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be hilarious.
Are you gonna watch
Yeah.
it?
July 20th.
Unfriended. When I first saw Unfriended the trailer for it, I lost. I couldn't take it seriously. I saw the movie. My reaction was the same. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on Blu-ray. It's amazing.
I have to thank Adam for introducing me to that banned Doritos commercial, like the fake one that the guy from Unfriended was in. That's just hilarious.
How do I unmute someone? I tried muting someone to see if it was.
Just click on like and then click on like the mic. I think that's how it
No,
works.
it's not working.
It might be my drink.
Tater through or whatever your name is. I muted you, but it wasn't you. So I think you can unmute yourself from your end. I don't
Is
know
the
how to
noise still
unmute you.
happening?
It
Isn't
was
it the
when
guy
it was
next
when I
to me,
muted
that
him.
guy?
I know it's not
Someone's
him.
called that guy.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
don't know how to unmute you.
Last time I heard it, I saw like little dots on that guy's
Yeah,
thing.
Wait.
Who?
the guy next
It's
to
Martin.
me. That,
Called
He's literally named that guy.
yeah.
that guy.
Wait, is it happening right now? Because I think my controller might have just been too close to my microphone.
There
Yeah.
you go.
No, I muted you and it was still happening.
Oh, you muted me, so.
Am I
it's not me
hearable?
then.
I muted Tater, whatever your name is.
Tater thoughts.
I can only see
Tater tots.
bits. of
Tater
your name.
thoughts.
Tater.
As in with
Adam,
the-
Tater.
yeah, I can hear it though. See,
Oh,
listen,
well.
I can hear it.
Okay, I muted at the
It's
whatever.
the guy
and
I'm pretty
so
sure
now
it's the guy next to me.
unmute yourself because it's not you.
Was I able to unmute myself?
I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
But now at the okay, there we are.
Here I am.
Let me
It
mute
sounds-
myself.
It either sounds like a controller or a pen clicking.
Yeah, it sounds like a
You know,
pin
it's-
clicking.
Nope, it's not
It's the
me.
controller.
It's so
It's not me,
subtle
'cause
that
I
I'm
can
not
hear it.
seeing the green on anyone's.
I-
Well, we've narrowed it down that I know it's not two of you.
This is like the
I mean,
murder
it's
I'll
not.
wait
It,
again.
Google
not me.
Hangout.
This is gonna be like half the calls. Just
Sounds
gonna
like
be
somebody
figuring
like
out who
doing
this
it with
asshole
their
is.
mouth.
Oh, it's Laura Barnes. That explains it.
The glitch just typed.
The glitch won't stop fucking clicking.
We could
The glitch
reenact
just- No,
Unfriended.
the funny. No, okay. This is one of my favorite bits in the movie is when the fat kid brings the blender. He shows it off on Skype, and I'm thinking no one's that stupid to show off a blender. I'm like something's gonna happen to that. And then trailer he starts sticking his hand in the blender, and I lost him. Like this movie is a classic. On so bad it's good
He
levels.
brought his blender to make
Yes.
salsa at his desk. So he brought
Adam, do you have
the
your blender
ingredients
ready, by
from
the
the
way?
kitchen.
You know, like
Yeah.
you do every day.
Yeah, like everybody does in a Skype chat. Here, let me just go bring my coffee maker to
Yeah.
this hangout.
yeah.
Like he didn't even try making some pre-call.
What was, yeah, fucking Adam, he had like a loaded gun on a
It's
Skype
like,
call.
Got a
so
load.
cool.
Trying to listen.
People do reviews.
I was right. What the fuck? I knew it was. Oh my god.
Are you
That
sure?
guy?
Because I could have sworn I still heard it for a bit after I muted him. Maybe
I
there's
mean, the video that I see is him like
playing like
Yeah,
Xbox
playing like with a stick. It's him.
Yeah, it's Bluester, the guy with the Fantastic Mr. Fox thumbnail.
What?
I'm on cam.
Bluester. Yeah, because I think you're the only one that's.
Oh yeah, I'm the one
It's
that uses it.
Well,
Well,
I
I solved the case.
hopefully. I muted that guy. So it seemed to have stopped.
Hello.
I don't know if it was you or not.
I'm still.
All right.
Unmute yourself. So was
Hello?
it you? I was making
Can
the
you
noise.
hear? Wait, can you hear it?
I can't hear it right now.
Because I'm clicking my controller, so it might
Okay.
have been me. But
You know what I think? You know what I think it was? You know why I think it was so confusing? I think
Why?
it might have been two separate controllers happening
Yeah.
at different times because there's two people
Maybe.
playing video games in this
Yeah.
call.
Don't worry though. I'll keep it down. I'll play a 6-axis game now.
Yeah. Or like I don't know if you have like a microphone that's like I don't know, like one of those Apple earbuds ones, so it's something next to your mouth, or just like keep the controller away from the mic or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing
It's
it.
like less.
yeah, my
Controller
mic
over here,
pushed all the way
mic
up
over
on my
here.
head now.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll
Infinity
put
War,
it
the
an issue.
most ambitious crossover event in history.
These Patreon calls are the most ambitious crossover events.
Yes.
Not really. We're not that well known on YouTube, so.
I will.
No, I'll tell you what the most ambitious crossover event in history is. It's pretty much when Kim Jong-un shook hands with the South Korean president or whatever. That's an ambitious crossover right there.
Wait, hey Adam, have you ever had? How many times? No, here's okay. This is what a better way to phrase it. How often do you get emails saying, asking like some kid asking you to collab on a video?
Oh no.
Decent
Like not
amount. I
someone
don't
well
know.
known like I had everything, but
I get them every once in a while. I get a lot
you ever
of
reply to them?
sometimes. I get a lot of emails asking me to go over people's scripts or like class projects. They're like, can you look over my script for me?
And you're just like, sure, dude.
Please, Senpai, make sure this looks good.
For that.
Adam, Senpai, look over my work, please. Senpai, notice me.
Yeah.
Adam, how long do you think it's gonna be before some bullshit about you starts about you being like a rapist or something?
Well, there's
Hopefully
already
never.
that weird.
Yeah, hopefully never.
Yeah.
There's that reality thing people talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dead.
Adam, what are your thoughts on a cool cat stops a school shooting?
It's never.
Not gonna be made.
Not
right?
actually.
Not coming out.
Made, so
I would like to have. I would like to. have
Yeah, Derek Savage didn't
we'll
have
see
the
how
money.
it develops.
Apparently, Mumkey Jones is fucking pissed.
Of course he
Monkey
is.
Jones says he's gonna make his own version.
Yeah. So I don't know. We can't
gonna
really
make a
comment
cool
on
cat
that
costume.
until there's more about it that's available.
Twisted?
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Is this the second time he's exploited a YouTuber's audience?
Kind of.
Not protection.
At least the second time where he's changed his Indiegogo campaign before it's ended.
Adam, what's the name of that? What's the name of that documentary that with the clip of the guy said that scared the emojis out of me? What's the name of that documentary? I have to.
It's called Cowspiracy.
Oh.
The Sustainability Secret, and it's on Netflix. And I mean, most of what's in the documentary is factually accurate, and it's like it's if you're not already aware of like the effects of the farming industry on global warming, then it's a good thing to watch for the information, I guess. But it's just the presentation is just so fucking cringy that it's
yeah.
I can't understand
When did
why
that-
they would make it like that.
I don't know.
When that documentary came out, what year did it came out?
2015.
Okay, so he says, and it scared the emojis out of me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
That's so
wrap my
funny.
head around why he would say that specifically.
Some people have the
Why?
shittiest sense of humor and the shittiest, like, some people are just awkward as fuck. You know? There's like 2 people maybe I can think of in my life that would write something like that in a movie. And then it's like, if it's a small independent project and you're the person who's writing and directing it, it's like, if you don't, I don't know, if none of your friends tell you how embarrassing that is, then you might just leave it like that.
Do you have a Letterboxd account?
I have one that I don't use.
He doesn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's it called? Because I'm having a hard time
I
trying
think
to
it's called
find it. 'Cause there's
YMS.
like,
I don't know.
YMS.
YMS or
Oh,
Your Movie Sucks or something.
so it doesn't have an avatar or anything like that?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't use it.
Speaking of which,
have you
are
ever
you excited for a Lion King remake with John Oliver as Zazu?
No. No, I'm
Are
not.
you excited for the Christopher Robin movie?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Hey Adam, are you excited?
Disney, stop.
It never ends.
What did you say, Blue?
Nothing. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, what did you
Asking
say?
about Mowgli?
Mowgli looks like shit.
Yeah, I know.
It looks worse than the Jungle Book that's already out.
Did I?
Yeah.
Am I the only one who really didn't like Mowgli and the Jungle Book remake? I thought it was really annoying.
I still haven't even seen the Jungle Book remake, but I kind of want
What?
to. Like, it
I
doesn't look
think-
half bad, I guess. It
I
looks
guess it-
all right.
it was
for
good.
marketing material. I've heard mixed things about it.
People don't talk about this, but there was already a live-action Jungle Book. I owned
Yeah,
it on
it was with Jason Scott Lee, directed by Steven Summers.
It was called Jungle Book Mowgli's Story. I haven't
I think
seen
there's
it
been
in
a
years.
bunch of
I bet
them.
it's,
It's like
I bet it's
Oh
trash.
no, I thought you
The
were referring to the
story's like
one where
public
Mowgli
domain.
was an adult. I thought you were referring to that one because there's like
Hold on, I'll
there's
get it
like
on-
a plethora of them. It's like an endless sea of Jungle Book movies.
Is there another Slender Man movie coming out? Somebody says in the
There's only
fucking chat.
that's what I know of. Which,
Slenderman movie? What?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Which-
there's
there's
already been
Slenderman
one.
coming out
There's-
later
oh yeah,
this
there's Slender Man from Sony.
oh
And then-
What was
god!
the Slender Man
Cares
movie that
about
already came
Slender Man
out?
anymore.
Yeah, there was another one called Slender, I think. That came out a couple.
Wait,
It's
wait,
just
what was the one that already came? Was it like theatrical?
Do you think it's gonna make
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
money?
I don't
one-
know.
in
There was one
2018.
based on the Marble Hornets web series.
Looks like
Jones.
shit.
Probably made a
Sony.
lot of money a few years ago.
Nobody
Hey, how
cares
about-
about Slender Man.
Well, how about I hope that people don't see it ironically like the Emoji Movie. How like over half the box office is just people seeing it ironically because now Sony thinks it's a good idea
Yeah.
and they want to make another one.
I don't know.
But the fact that people went, but the
I
fact
think-
that when people went to pay to see it is what bothers me. If like, oh, it looks terrible, I'm like, well, then don't see it. If you know it's gonna be terrible, just
Even
wait till the reviews
I-
come in. And I'm like,
I
okay, I
think-
want it then.
I think Jax Films himself kept that movie from being a failure financially.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's just, I don't think even
See,
if it
people like Adam
bombed,
have to see it.
even if it bombed, I think they would have made money back on advertising alone.
Yeah, the whole movie was an ad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, there's like an entire segment where the 2 emoji characters go into the Just Dance app, and the movie stops just to have that sequence. And the female character, I don't know what her name is. I'm just gonna call it the female character.
Jailbait.
Yeah, that word. Jailbait. Her whole thing is that she used to be this princess emoji. She doesn't want to be a princess because she thinks it's the whole it's holding back women or something like that. And then in order for them to like get back to the main place before everything starts going crazy with this evil emoji, she calls on the Twitter bird to she activates her princess powers to call on the Twitter bird and then go flying on the Twitter bird back to Textopolis, I think.
Hey,
Yeah.
that guy. Can I ask you why the camera is literally just on your controller?
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that kind of stuff just
Wait,
goes
it's
by.
Why?
It's on my face now, kind
It's
of.
not on.
It
Well,
keeps,
if you like, if you
Checks and balances.
set your camera up like
it keeps
away
changing.
from your like you could put it to the side. If you like lean it on like on a book or something, like if you have like a desk next to to the left of your head or something, you can just set it
On a
there, and then we
box.
won't hear like that the whole time because it won't be like right next to.
I don't know.
Hi, is this better?
I guess we'll find out when you start playing. I don't know.
You
We
should
like
give
if,
Sam a
we don't
timer,
need to.
Adam.
We don't even need to like see anything. You could just have it facing the ceiling if you want, because that's no different than facing the controller.
I think you can just turn it off too.
For the record, Adam, I really, really enjoy your review of Ready Player One, even though I
Yeah,
like
thank
the movie.
you.
I mean, I agree with everything you said in that review. Like you like know
it doesn't make
perfectly
any
what I
sense.
thought. I'm like, this movie is dumb as a brick, but it's pretty entertaining. So I mean, I can't really hate the movie for that, you know. And one of the things I laughed at when you brought up is that the girl character, whatever her name is, she was like, "You don't want to see my face. It's ugly." I'm like, wait a minute. The actress who's playing her is not. She's an attractive person, and when you see her, she has like this little pink birthmark on her eye. I'm like, oh no,
Like, you can play with your hair too.
Just make her fucking fat or
Just
something.
make her look like the Elephant Man.
Get that chick from Precious.
Make her severely disabled.
Like
Hey,
or make her a
Yeah.
dude.
The most disabled.
See, that was what I was hoping for, but I knew they didn't have the balls. I knew they
They
would.
turn into a gay thing. That'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't have that in a Steven Spielberg movie.
was Steven
No.
Spielberg not like gays?
And
Well,
here's
no,
the thing.
he
I think
appeals
that,
to the widest audience possible, is what he does.
It's not.
Yeah.
He wants to sell to China, is what he does.
It's-
You know,
And
Ready
as we
Player
all
One
know-
wanted to sell to China. Of course, you can't have gay people in it.
Gay, as we all know, gay movies are always failures.
Well, no, in China they're not even allowed. So if you want to
Yeah,
sell to
they're
China,
not.
which is like a huge market, then you don't put gays in your movie. Which is why Disney, you know, despite appealing to nearly every minority demographic possible, or at least the popular ones like racial minorities and women, etc. Despite doing that in all of their recent films, they don't put gay people in it because then they can't sell to China. And
Fuck
China's a big
China.
market. China's a huge market at this point. So our
Oh, yeah.
films
Yeah.
are not only, it's not like our films in Hollywood are like being changed and then censored before they get to China, which does happen a lot still.
Yeah.
Our movies in Hollywood are now being tailor-made for Chinese audiences because the market is big enough.
Yeah, we don't want Call Me by Your Name. We want Transformers 5.
Yeah, I heard. Well, I
well,
heard that Paramount.
well,
they took it
Transformers
off their release
5.
schedule.
There is Transformers.
Transformers movie.
Well, here's the thing about Transformers 5's box office taking. It didn't do well here in the States, but it did good over in China. So I blame China. The reason why. I mean, I've heard that they pulled
Yeah, they
Transformers
heard
7.
the next. They pulled like 6 or 7 off their release schedule.
China is
Yeah.
basically a movie safety net.
Eh,
I mean,
Depends on the movie.
Warcraft's pretty decent up there, despite
Yeah.
it really doing tanking here.
I feel sorry for anyone in China who actually gives a shit about film.
In terms of
Well,
like, CGI
I don't
stuff,
know. Yeah,
then-
I guess there are those people that exist. China's got a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
I mean, Last Jedi bombed, but then again, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm still kind of wondering why it bombed, since Force Awakens is pretty good over there. So I don't get why Last Jedi tanked. Since I know people will
I
make,
don't know.
I heard Solo.
but now Solo is no longer called Solo: A Star Wars Story. It's called Ranger Solo, which is an even
Nice.
goofier name.
Hey,
Solo just
Adam.
came out this weekend.
wait, what? Yeah,
Solo
Solo just came out
Force
this
3.
weekend. Yeah.
I saw it yesterday. I wasn't
Oh, you
going
did?
to. I wasn't going to, and then I was
Yeah,
pulling
why
an all. I was pulling an all-nighter, and because my sleep was so screwed up from France, and it still kind of is, but I think I fixed it for the most part, like enough. I think I'm fine now, because I pulled an all-nighter 2 nights ago, and
Oh my-
so
No.
I was getting to the point where I was like, uh-oh, I'm starting to feel really tired at like noon. And then I went out to pick up my pre-order of Detroit Become Human. And I saw an ad for Solo, the Star Wars story. And I looked at my phone and I was like, I could probably make this noon show if I just catch the bus. And so I did that, and I went by myself to see Solo, and I stayed awake because I feel like I'm most at risk for like accidentally falling asleep if I'm at home or even watching a movie at home or anything. But if I'm out in a theater, I do a really good job at staying awake. You know, no matter how tired I am, I stay awake in a movie theater.
So you're
Well,
gonna do a
it's
quickie
loud
on
as
it?
hell, so.
Yeah,
Well, I see it.
yeah, I'll do a quickie on it.
So what did you? So you guess you're not going to give your thoughts here on the show?
5 out of 10.
Okay, that's. I'll probably give it like a 3. I didn't like it. It was everything I thought it would be, but it's something that I didn't kind of want it to be. I'm like, I just want it to be kind of like a decent action adventure, whatever. But this movie was just so. It didn't even hit that level. This movie it over-explains things that doesn't need explaining. It makes terrible references. Emilia Clarke is a terrible actress, and the movie just looks kind of ugly for a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
I get what they're.
lit like a DC movie.
Yeah, I mean, I heard
why.
like, and I mean, I can see what they're going for. They want to make this Western movie, but even Westerns, I mean, even bad Westerns have looked better than that. I
don't know why the movie was so dark.
Yeah,
The entire movie was like really dark for no reason.
Yeah,
This
it
looked better than
was.
Black
It's not.
Panther did.
Did they
I
make
mean,
Star Wars music at all?
Black Panther over Solendia. At least Black Panther didn't. At least Black Panther looks nice. It didn't. It didn't annoy me half of the time. Well, most of the time, really.
Solo looked like really weirdly artificially dark.
So yeah, just like Suicide Squad. Then.
Not nearly
No.
as dark as Suicide Squad, but still,
It's
it's still weirdly dark for like a Star Wars Disney movie.
Apparently Peppa Pig is banned in China
Peppa Pig. I don't
as
even know
a
what that is.
gang symbol.
You don't know what Peppa Pig is?
Oh yeah.
Some
Yeah,
guy
Peppa
in
Pig
the chat
is
named
the
Squid
shit.
mentioned it. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Well, first they came for Peppy, now they got Peppa.
Yeah.
And what the fuck isn't banned in China?
Next is going to be Pepe Le Pew.
Adam, are you banned in China?
So, one thing I know is that Ghostbusters is banned in China because it deals with ghosts. Or
Yeah,
something
no
like
gays,
that.
no ghosts. Those are the rules.
What? No
That's a
ghosts.
huge-
What?
Seriously.
Is that why you never see
China,
ghost movies
no
anymore?
gays, no ghosts.
Can
Wait,
we
is
get a
Unfriended-
Ghost?
Is Unfriended
I
banned
don't.
in China?
I don't.
Probably, if it's a ghost.
China is fucking.
Wasn't Laura
stupid.
Barnes a ghost? Or
I guess so. It's probably banned in China. There's a whole wiki page on things that have been like banned or edited for Chinese audiences.
I don't want to look up whether Unfriended was banned in China.
At least
One
it's
thing I
not
know-
as bad as North Korea. Well, fucking.
One thing I know that
That's a
was
different story.
actually banned from the movie that was pulled from China was Django Unchained. That movie, it had like a very limited release, but the Chinese government pulled it because it was like had a revolutionary angle. So yeah, it didn't last long for people to see it.
Adam, have you ever seen John Cameron Mitchell's Henry and the Angry Inch?
Not yet, but I would love to see it.
Adam, if I may make a suggestion about like a review, I think you should do the Book of Henry. That movie is bound
pretty funny.
for like a review.
You know what's funny?
Yeah, it's
about
pretty
that?
hilarious.
It's funny you brought that up. I'm actually reviewing that right now.
Wait, you review movies?
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
I've only made like 2, but I was gonna do Clown, but not really.
Holding
feeling it.
Ideas did a pretty great
And so I'm
video
doing
on
Book of Henry instead.
Book of Henry is pretty good.
It was fucking
Book of Henry-
funny.
The Book of Henry is a wonderful comedy where Hank Schrader. It's so bad.
Well,
one of the funniest images is seeing Naomi Watts play video games. It's hilarious. The way it's funny.
supposedly, the director had been sitting on the script for like 15 years, and initially, he was like, he intended it for it to be a completely different tone, like something that doesn't take itself seriously, which makes perfect sense based on what happens in the movie. And then, so 15, 20 years go by, and he's like, you know what? I think I want to make this movie now. And then abandon the idea of doing something that doesn't take itself seriously. He's like, no, yeah, this is going to be a super seriously toned, sad drama.
It
With
cannot
the same
keep
things happening, even though what happens is ridiculous and should never be in a serious tone drama.
We can't spoil the movie, can we?
I would prefer not to, but it's that I mean what I'm describing should be enough to get some people interested, I'm sure. And then that flopped so bad that he lost a gig on like Star Wars or whatever.
I think I
Was
think
he
the reason why he
like
lost
Star Wars or Marvel? I don't remember, but he was signed up for one of them, and then
it was
Book of
Star
Henry
Wars.
came
He
out,
was
and then he was
like set to direct episode 9 until I think like a month later after the movie bombed. Kennedy kicked him out. So
that's funny.
I love how what fucking the Infinity War directors did, like had that whole campaign about not spoiling the movie, and one of the biggest spoilers for Thanos demands your silence, and one of the biggest spoilers for the movie is a fucking meme now.
Oh yeah,
like, I'm not gonna say it in the call, but
also the guy who played Hulk apparently spoiled it on an interview.
Yeah, no, he did last year at D23. That was, I mean, it didn't blow up as huge as it was because he sort of undercut it as a joke. But yeah, he spoiled it, and Tom Holland has a big mouth for spoilers. So, someone help the poor kid from spoiling movie.
But when when the guy for Hulk did that, he was in an interview with Don Cheadle, and Don Cheadle was like, "Dude, shut the fuck up."
Yep.
He didn't say fuck.
I can't hear his name without thinking Don Cheeto.
Don Cheeto.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think of Beatles. Not the band, just the bugs.
Don Cheadles. Don Beatles.
Don Cheeto.
The Don of Cheetos.
That'd be pretty funny.
The Cheetos.
So,
I think I made that gag in my Captain America 3 review.
Yeah, you made a joke of the Don Cheeto joke, and you photoshopped Don Cheeto's face on the Cheeto.
Adam, what's your favorite MCU movie?
It might be Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War is really good. The only one that I really didn't like was like the Hulk movie. The Hulk movie is the only one I didn't like because it was just like
I fucking hated. Actually, there are a bunch of them I really didn't like. Iron Man 3
Most of them are
Black
shit.
Panther
I
specifically.
liked Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 just felt like a giant setup for the Avengers, kind of.
Iron Man 2 felt like, okay, though the vibe I got from Iron Man 2 was this: the first half of the movie had something interesting going for it, and then, like, right around the second act, it just falls apart because it just stops. It doesn't even move. It just stops to do this weird MCU setup. We bring in Nick Fury, and it just becomes a mess, and then they try to... It feels very hackneyed, and it doesn't work. Iron Man 3, though, is criminally underrated. I'll always defend that movie from the naysayers. So.
Yuck.
Am I the
MCU
naysayer?
movie is Howard the Duck.
Doctors.
Got him.
Yeah.
Did
Iron
anyone?
Man 3 was
Did
funny.
anyone? Sorry.
What are those?
Go for it.
No.
Oh,
Black
no.
Panther was... I don't know if I really... I like Black Panther, but I don't think it
I liked it
deserves a
too.
94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Guy, but I like the characters. I like the villain and the supporting cast. So I thought they were cool.
Like Infinity War has like an 84%, and then Black Panther has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
But don't you understand that movie has black people in a sci-fi movie? It's important.
Infinity War has black people in it. Black Panther's in the movie.
It's not enough that it's just it's just a good movie. No. It's culturally important, which I guess it is. But my God, the amount of politics behind it, it's ridiculous.
I think
I'm
you
like,
can
guys,
appreciate the cultural relevancy of something, of something without
I agree.
skewing what the quality of a movie is. Because I don't think that should matter when talking about how a movie was. Like those are separate conversations.
Yeah, like The Princess and the Frog is another movie like that, and that movie's amazing. But it's not because of the fact that it just
I
has
didn't
black
like
people in it. It's
a good movie.
Yeah.
I like the music a lot.
It was a very missed opportunity to revive traditional animation.
Well, the reason why, it didn't bomb when it came out. It did fine, but it didn't
Yeah, it wasn't
strike
as good as
gold
they were
because
hoping it would be.
Yeah,
It was
and then after
James
that,
Cameron-
Disney just switched back to 3D animation with Tangled.
Yeah. They
James
were like,
Cameron,
well, nobody wants to see
Avatar.
2D anymore.
Actually, what killed it was not Prince and the Frog. It was the Winnie the Pooh movie, which came out the same weekend as Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw that movie, but it was good.
No one saw it. I saw it because I mean I'm just a fan of Disney animation. I support 2D, but yeah, when I went into the theater, it was empty after I saw Harry Potter.
That
so.
sucks. I wish they
Yeah.
would, I wish they would take a risk and do 2D animation on like a project with some merit, on a project that,
Disney risk.
yeah.
Adam, are you gonna go
Well,
see Toy Story 4?
Before, I mean,
a little
Lion
early
King
to
in
talk about Toy
itself.
Story 4.
Well, Lion King in of itself was a risk at the time because the animation house thought that Pocahontas was going to be their smash hit, but Lion King, was seen as this B project with with a bunch of newbies attached to it, and then that turned out to be a big hit, and Pocahontas just did okay at the box office. So that was a risk in and of itself.
Pocahontas wasn't good.
No,
Yeah.
it
It was
wasn't.
fine.
Savages, believe in human. It has some good songs.
It is.
What do you think of
Colors of the Wind, even though it is preachy, is a good song.
wasn't the movie that like killed the original Disney movies before The Little Mermaid? Wasn't that like The Black Cauldron, which was the first PG Disney movie?
The Black Cauldron almost killed the Disney company.
Wasn't that movie like PG or PG-13?
It was rated PG-13. Parents
Wow.
complained that it was really dark and violent, and the people behind it thought didn't want to make it just for kids. They want to make it more of an older audience. Apparently, it had some gruesome imagery. Like some of the footage is burned, but you can actually look it up to see like some of the restored stuff. There was, so it was going to be much different. But the movie
Is
is
it on
just terrible.
VHS somewhere though?
No, it's DVD. It's on DVD. You can get it for cheap.
Wasn't
It was definitely
I'll
on
watch it.
VHS at one point, though. I owned it.
you should do a review on it, Adam?
Why?
It's like a 40-minute review on the Black Cauldron.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about Disney,
I find it very interesting that it's supposedly scary. I don't remember it that much, but I don't think it freaked me out as a kid or anything.
No, it just had a lot of dark imagery. Like the movie felt like a darker fantasy what it was supposed to than what it was. And there's also Gurgi, who is the Jar Jar Binks of Disney movies.
Now that is inappropriate. That's what it should go fucking PG.
Has anyone seen this?
What's
Princess and the
Princess-
Goblin?
No.
Not
Who
yet.
made
No.
That was one that I was considering for my my childhood trauma video.
Wow, what's in it?
Sorry? Well, I mean, I watched it again, and it's actually a pretty not bad movie for like an old, not Disney kids movie.
Was that Warner Brothers that made that?
No, it's like fucking nobody.
Oh, it is.
nobody made it.
Speaking of childhood trauma, Adam, I'm so happy that you included Rudolph in your childhood trauma series, because for the longest time I thought I was the only one who was terrified of that fucking snow monster.
Yeah, fucking stop motion when done that way can be.
I
terrible.
never was at all frightened by stop motion. I thought it just looked kind of cool and funny when I was a kid, but now it's like, oh, this stuff doesn't look really good.
Uncanny
But
Valley.
no, one thing I'm glad you actually include that was childhood traumatic for me was Jumanji. That entire sequence with the melting ground and the spiders. That traumatized me for like a few.
Yeah.
Hey, that traumatized me. Oh my god! And the close up of the spider's face. Good god!
I think
Oh
the
my
flower is
God.
the one that got to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is some intense imagery for children. Oh my god!
Yeah.
And we were the poor victims. And like, hey, look, guys, a fun kids movie with Robin Williams. Oh my god, this has some really dark imagery in here.
Yeah, I think a lot of it also comes down to the tone being presented in like the music and like the performances, because you could have something similar to that, like show a lot of the same things in a movie like with the same tone as the new Jumanji, where everything's a joke. Someone gets eaten by a hippopotamus, they're like, oh no, and it's like clearly a joke. But then if you have the same thing happening and you have the orchestral music going like ba da da, or like, and Robin Williams is like, ah, and like seriously scared, and none of the performances are alluding to it being a joke, sort of thing. then I think that also
No, I'm one of the people who didn't like. I mean, I'm one of the people who didn't like Jumanji 2. I thought it was really bland and terrible. Like the performances were just meh, and it basically is a crappy version of Breakfast Club, where they go into a video game. The effects are garbage, and I will never understand why people like that
Some of
movie.
the
It's
effects
not.
are good. There's some good practical effects in it. To be fair,
I barely noticed because everything looked like everything looked really bad. And Kevin Hart's. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I would recommend watching Princess and the Goblin. It's not amazing, but like for what it is, I was actually out of all of the things that I revisited for that video, this was the one where I was like, wow, this is actually not that bad from like, being a nostalgic childhood thing, Most of the things
By the way, Adam, I really enjoyed I really enjoyed your Catwoman commentary, especially the scene where Sharon the Dummy Stone falls off the building. That was hilarious. I have avoided that movie for so many years, and seeing that, I was just I completely lost it. I laughed so hard at how horrible that looked. I'm like, this wasn't allowed in a major blockbuster, not some trashy direct-to-video movie. No, in a major blockbuster in theaters across the nation.
Yeah,
this was like, yes, let's put this in theaters. That looks good. Let's do that.
I remember even when I was a kid, like, and I hadn't even seen the movie, I remember hearing on the radio about how bad it was. Like, they were talking about it on the radio about how bad Catwoman was.
Do they still do that? Do they still do radio movie reviews? Is that still a thing now?
I don't know. I don't even know if that was technically a review. I think they were just fucking radio personalities just banting,
Yeah.
Hey Adam, what do you think of the Batman games, like the Arkham games?
Not a fan. Not the kind of game I want to play. It's too repetitive. Not the kind of thing I like.
I want to thank you for introducing me to Xavier Renegade Angel.
You're welcome.
That was amazing. In 2 days, I watched both seasons because they're so short. So amazing.
It is
really
amazing.
Funny.
I need to watch it again.
Adam, did you play Life is Strange Before the Storm?
Yes, I did. There's a whole playthrough on my.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He
like
looked.
Sorry, are you asking if I liked it?
Yeah.
I liked it more than dying.
Pretty funny. The guy who made
the DLC episode?
Mind, the guy who made Friedman's Mind, Ross Scott. He did a pretty funny review of like the first chapter of the original. He didn't like it either.
Well, it's people were fucking going nuts over the first Life is Strange game, and I was fed up with it from like the very beginning. And I just remember as each episode started coming out, like I think it was episode 3 where I started getting people that were like, yeah, you're actually right, this is kind of dumb. When it rewrites itself and none of the choices matter anymore. It's like, okay. And then by episode 5, they're like, yeah, this is bad. And now, Before the Storm, like, people are laughing at it left and right pretty much, so.
I still know a lot of people. Most of the people I know are the target audience for it, so it's a lot of them really like it. It's really cringy.
What did you think
Also,
about God of
13
War
Reasons Why.
and Boy of War?
I feel that as well.
that is
I haven't,
a film right there, Tater.
I haven't finished it, and I've played a decent amount of it. I'm enjoying it so far. I would like to continue. It's just I missed my last 2 Sunday streams because I was at Cannes, and then before that I was at BLFC. And so now the new David Cage game is out, so I'm going to play that tomorrow. It's going to be another like couple weeks before I get back to God of War. I'm gonna have been away from it for like a month, unfortunately.
Oh yeah,
I get back to it.
How was Cannes?
Cannes was great. It was fun. My favorite part was the Shrek cutout that I posted.
Oh my gosh! So wait, Cannes actually. I thought Cannes only show like movies that haven't come out yet. I know they show like older movies.
Well, they didn't show Shrek, and sometimes they do show older movies, but
somebody once told me the world was gonna.
They just had a bunch of like wooden cutouts of old. Well, I mean, movies that have nothing to do with Cannes, really. They had like Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
A classic.
Yeah. They had like Edward Scissorhands. They had Titanic. They had Shrek.
That's a good movie.
They had Harry Potter.
Which one?
Any of them? I don't know. It was a cardboard cutout, like the characters, right?
One confused me.
Was it a cardboard cutout of Daniel Radcliffe's
cutout,
disgusting, pasty, hairy chest?
Yes.
then it'd be Harry Potter 7.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
the
don't
movies
even
were
like
good.
Harry Potter 7 though.
I just wish I was there for more of the festival because the 3 days in Cannes thing was literally just that, 3 days. It was part of like a special program. So.
And you were surrounded by a bunch of French people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was mostly French people, that's for sure. And then a lot of the people that like, I guess, recognized me from my videos or that I hung out with were from all over Europe mostly. There's a guy from Amsterdam. There's a guy from Serbia. There's some people from
Serbia.
UK. Cool. Yeah, very worldly. Didn't see too many Americans at all. I don't even know if I met one. And then another thing I noticed, like I've known this for a while, just based on my YouTube analytics, is that not a lot of French people watch my shit. You know, everybody that said hi was not French. It was from somewhere else in Europe. There's like Sweden.
So
Norway,
it's like, so is majority of your audience male?
Yeah, that's the majority of every YouTube audience except makeup channels.
But how many of them are gay?
It's true. Either I say makeup channels, but what I also mean is makeup channels and like the young
channels, I guess?
girl-directed vlogger types like Jake Paul and etc. That those are probably also female majority. But most YouTube channels, most YouTube audiences are overwhelmingly male.
Is your audience mostly American?
Sorry, what?
Is your audience mostly American?
Yeah, it's like 50% American.
Where's the analytic telling you how many furries watch you, though?
How many
That's the real
people
question.
watching video?
How many furries are here right now, I wonder?
Me.
Only.
You got a strong furry presence here.
I'm not a furry, but I'm
Not I.
I count.
Hey Adam, are you gonna be getting Spider-Man PS4?
I don't know, maybe.
Speaking of Spider-Man, what's your favorite comic book movie or superhero movie in general? I know you're not a big fan, but do you at least have like a favorite or?
I don't know. Does Birdman count? Otherwise,
Old Boy?
if it doesn't, then like Spider-Man 1 or 2, like the Raimi ones, I guess.
I'd have to say
Old Boy
Steel with Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm a Toxic Avenger guy.
No.
So.
Oh yeah, the
That'd be
guy
my
who played
answer.
Toxic Avenger. I think he's dead now.
Oh.
Yeah, Lloyd Kaufman.
No, not Lloyd Kaufman. He wrote it. The guy who
Yeah.
played Toxie, I'm pretty sure is dead.
I would know if Lloyd
Really?
Kaufman died.
Yeah, but I mean, he announced it, among others.
Lloyd Kaufman is a national treasure.
Right.
Adam, have
So
you
what's-
seen this film? Water
Not
Showdown?
yet, but I have it on Criterion as well.
I was gonna mention Watership Down earlier, like when we were talking about ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like imagine.
I really want to see
the
that.
kids. Imagine the kids seeing that in the 70s.
Isn't that movie
and
rated G?
Yeah, parents are still pissed off about that.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
It's a great
Wait,
film, but
Wait,
not
parents are
G
pissed
rated.
off. Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Parents are pissed off at what movie?
Watership
Watership
Down
Down.
for being like the equivalent of rated G.
It's a really fucked up movie.
The reason why is because the MPAA, even though back then it was pretty flawed and inconsistent, The reason why is because they were a lot more laid back then.
The MPAA is consistently inconsistent.
Yeah,
They've never not
but,
been
but what I'm trying to say is that it was. My guess is because they were much more laid back then, and they seem like it's a kids movie, and like okay, you gotta have real danger. It's not too bad, but you gotta have danger in there. Now it's like we can't because I'm gonna go a little rant, but one thing that always bothers me in a lot of modern family/kids movies is that we can't. Like we can have some serious stuff in there. I'm not asking for like R-rated stuff. I'm like, I mean, you look back at some of the older good kids movies or family movies, like say Secret of Nim, had some dark stuff in there, but it wasn't there because we got to have dark stuff. No, it's there because it serves as story. Shows like life. Life has its lighthearted moments, but it also is it's a dangerous place out there, and the fact that they sanitize it really bothers me personally.
I think it's mostly because over time, studios and the Hollywood system have been fine-tuning how to make the most successful movies with the widest appeal possible. And at one point, they were just, kids' movies. They didn't really consider a lot of things that would potentially upset children because it wasn't as fine-tuned yet. Now we're at the point where we have very specific checklist formulas, and legitimate peril is not on the checklist for kids movies.
I mean,
one quick thing of
Pixar. Pixar is like the only studio that does this right, but I don't want just Pixar to do it. I want other studios like Illumination, which is a studio I don't really care about. Like the people who do those Minion movies, there's no stakes in there. It's just like it's just people jumping around and dancing and. Well, they do. There's a good reason why.
Merchandise has probably fucking blown any recent Pixar movie out of the water.
I need to make a correction real quick about the guy who played Toxie. The guy from the first movie is alive, but the guy who played Toxie in 2 and 3 is dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the giant guy from the first film. Last I checked, he was still alive.
Adam, if you
John Altamura is the name of the one that died.
Adam, have you seen When the Wind? Do you know what the movie When the Wind Blows is?
Yeah, people have been asking me to see it for a long time, and I still haven't.
Oh,
I got to see that pretty recently.
It's just very fucking depressing.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, it goes from whimsical to depressing really fast.
You're just watching an old couple slowly die for an hour and a half.
So,
kind of like them.
Criterion is re-releasing The Tree of Life, and there's another hour being added to the movie for some reason.
Wait, it's been so long since I've seen Tree of Life. Wasn't that movie like 2.5 hours long? If I'm correct,
I think it was like
2 hours 10. I think.
Does it say why?
The Tree of Life is listed as 2 hours 20.
Okay, yeah, I was right. No, I was wondering because I saw the movie. I really don't care for that movie at all. It's weird because I have a liking towards art house movies, but that movie just I thought it was a pile of garbage.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna think of the fucking 3.5 hour version though.
Well, prepare for more walking in trees and dinosaurs or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, Terrence Malick is a weird guy at this point. He makes a lot of like poetry films.
I wonder if they'll put back all the Sean Penn scenes.
I saw a song.
Song to Song was really great.
I walked out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what movie? What movie did you walk out of?
His newest
song. Yeah, Song to Song. No, sorry.
See, it has the same-ish rating as Knight of Cups, which I liked.
Are you gonna go see the Halloween remake this October?
No.
Sequel reboot.
What do you think about the original Halloween?
Oh yeah, it's a sequel.
It's fine. It's one of those things where I can understand its cultural relevancy. And what it created in the whole slasher genre, but I don't think it's that great.
Do you feel
I'm glad I'm not alone.
along those lines with like Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I don't think I've actually seen the whole first Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Wasn't
I
that
like that
movie
movie.
rated? Wasn't that movie rated like? Was it X back then, or was it still NC-17?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
think so.
It was X briefly.
It's considered a video
so
nasty.
close to being X, which is amazing.
I mean, yeah, it is amazing because if you watch that movie, it's disturbing and violent, but it's not like as gory as we get now.
Yeah.
So I think it had disturbing imagery and it was violent. You know, you saw people getting stabbed.
I heard that.
That's what adds to it. It leaves almost everything to the
It leads
imagination.
into the imagination. It's like you don't see. Can I spoil it? Or I can't really spoil Texas Chainsaw.
Texas. Well,
It's
people
44
die?
years old.
They wear
Yeah.
people's faces.
Yeah, I think anyone.
It's
will
well
be mad at
known
you for spoiling it.
So I mean, it's pretty much ingrained into pop culture. So I was maybe like,
Sure, go for it. I don't care. You probably couldn't even spoil it for me, even though I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, the fact that it's revealed that the family are cannibals. We don't see them doing that, but just the fact that not only does one of the father has this little shop where he sells meat, but it's actually human meat that's cooked in barbecue.
Soylent Green.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like because I think in the movies
and
it's like what
table, which what makes it effective is the directing in that movie. So that's what makes it such a disturbing sequence.
Yeah, I would like to see it. I saw the
Very
remake when I was.
It's my personal favorite horror film. It's my personal favorite horror film.
The remake actually scared me when I was like, I don't know how old I was, 13 or something. When did that come out?
What did you think about Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation with Matthew McConaughey? That's a funny movie.
That would have been. That would have been the third one. Like the Matthew McConaughey one, I think was the third movie in the original installment. And then the second one, I hated it at first, but then I ended up enjoying it just because I started latching onto the black comedy.
It is a black comedy, but the weird thing is, it's weird that it has sequels. I mean, it's not. I mean, that's capable. You can say a lot of horror movies, but there's some you can actually do like a sequel. Like for example, like Friday the 13th, you can do a sequel with that, even though the ending was, I guess, not supposed to be a sequel, but still a sequel. But you can still do something with it. But I think the greatest horror movie of all time is John Carpenter's The Thing. Nothing has come close into topping that movie.
I agree.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, that's right.
My favorite.
Or The Shining.
Movie.
One of the two.
Yeah, The Thing is my favorite for sure.
So my favorite horror movie is actually, it's because of like nostalgia blindness, because it's actually really bad and it's more of a guilty pleasure. It's actually Child's Play 2, the second fucking Chucky movie.
That's funny.
I don't know.
I know I've seen
funny,
it.
but
I don't remember.
Kids used to be scared of Chucky, and I never understood why kids. I mean, like I was like people like kids were talking about. I feel like Chucky's so scary. I'm like, no, he's not. He's a doll. You have a bat. You'll be fine.
He's
get a baseball bat and knock him in the head.
But like, if you actually watch the Chucky movies, he doesn't really even try to be scary. He's more just like he's just kind of an asshole in a doll's body. Fucking he's like, haha, fuck you. I'm gonna flip the bird.
As a kid, I thought Freddy Krueger was scary because he attacks you in your dreams, and in your dreams you're vulnerable. So that to me is what's
Who would have fucking thought that we'd get like an entire horror franchise out of a doll that kills people?
They're actually making a TV show based off of it now.
Really?
It was the 80s.
Yeah, it's gonna be like an HBO show.
They wouldn't book anything that was popular.
Yeah, look it up. It's like Don Mancini said in an interview that they're not making another movie. They're going to continue with the TV show.
Child's Play?
The thing I don't know why it ever scared people was the Tim Curry
last Chucky movie
version.
I saw was Bride of Chucky, which I absolutely hated and almost vomited because of how disgusting
they just
that
had
thing
one
is.
last year, actually.
What were you saying about Tim Curry?
The thing I don't understand why people were afraid of was the Tim Curry version of Pennywise.
Oh, yeah.
So you have Prince Albert?
Yeah, no, I don't get it.
I think the same kind of thing with Chucky is that a lot of people are, irrationally scared of like uncanny valley things. There's people that have phobias of clowns.
Yeah, that's why they got.
I will never understand that. As a kid, I've always thought clowns were funny. I never understood why. Like, oh, they're so scary, and even when they try to make clowns scary, it's just like, okay, you make them scary. They're not scary.
Yeah, that's
to
why
me. They're never scary to me.
That's why they got rid of
And I
Ronald
knew
McDonald
it
as like the
apparently-
mascot a few years ago because people were like terrified of clowns, so they had like the terrifying Happy Meal box instead.
Like when
that Happy Meal box is nightmare fuel. That thing is terrifying. what little kid would want to? Hey, mommy, I want a Happy Meal. Okay, here's your Happy Meal. Here's a little Happy Meal with this Happy Meal box with this thing with his eyes bulged out and everything. That is terrifying.
I
That is
think I did
horrible.
read a while back. I think I looked at a study and it said that the fear of clowns was probably the most common irrational fear.
Yeah, it's weird because when I was a kid, I could not give less of a shit about clowns. They didn't creep me out, scare me, or anything.
When I was a kid, I loved clowns.
Can I just ask real quick why you're holding up all those movies?
I've always like
I've
Bozo the clown. So.
It's something for me to do when I'm not talking, like
Yeah.
just
Okay.
showing stuff off. You know, kind of like my
thought you
Blu-ray
did.
of Solo, so I could see the horror in the
Jeez.
crispiest way I could.
Well, if we're gonna show things off, I might as well show off my Blu-ray copy of Thor Ragnarok that's just sitting here. Oh wait, I'm not on camera.
So I've been holding up like fucking panty and stocking and
what everybody should have in their
Wait.
collection.
Adam, do you like the Mario games or not?
Mario games in general.
Yeah, just like in general.
I had fun with Odyssey, but it's like they're so incredibly overrated. Like I love Donkey, but I don't think they're the fucking God's gift.
What do
to
you
Earth,
think
you
of?
know?
I just have this right here, but what do you think of Mario Sunshine?
No, Donkey is a great guy. He's funny.
Donkey's fucking hilarious.
He overrates. Well, I know it's his own
Especially
personal preference, I guess,
Knack
but like I don't
Ice
see any.
Knack.
Whenever I play the
Ice
Mario
is
games,
nice.
I don't see any. I don't have the urge to collect everything. It's kind of just like I beat it and then I'm done with it, and then I don't touch it again.
My favorite Mario game is still
Is that Terradrome?
1,000-Year Door. for
Videodrome, yeah.
Oh,
Thousand Year Door is
excuse
good.
me.
Yeah, but that's more than like an RPG. It's not
That
really
movie
like
scared
a
me.
core Mario game.
This is one of the most original films ever made. I just want to put that out.
True.
So I just want to say, you had Salo on earlier. Am I the only one that's really bothered by the awful audio in that movie?
In what movie?
I didn't think
In
it was
Solo?
Sallow.
because of how it was dubbed, or because of how it
Yeah,
sounds
because
on
how
the
it was dubbed.
transfer, or
Because of the dubbing.
I get over bad lip reading eventually. I get
Yeah,
it over it.
movies
It's also
from
the
70s
background,
have
though,
a
because
bit
the
more
background-
liberty when it comes to dubbed shit.
People were dropping glasses, and you can't hear it because they didn't bother put that audio in. They just dubbed the actors that were talking. So it's like it's all the whole audio of the movie.
I just recently saw Annihilation last week for the first time. I thought it was meh. I mean, it had some good scenes. I thought like the like some sequences were really great, but the characters were really boring, and the framing device really killed the tension of that movie.
I want to see it again. There's a lot to think about in that movie.
I mean, I like Alex Garland. I like Ex Machina just fine. I thought it was kind of overrated, but that's just me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, look at that! It's just so new and this is great.
On IMDb, Sallow, the very first recommended other film people who liked this also liked is a Serbian film.
Yeah. People
Which
say
is-
that
I
they
think
go
a lot
hand
of
in
people
hand,
watch
but-
those two for the same reasons, though.
Yeah. Precisely.
You know,
Serbian film was garbage.
It's like one of those shock value things.
Like Cannibal Holocaust, I guess.
I also have Cannibal Holocaust on Blu-ray. I can understand why the people got in trouble over it. Now,
Yeah.
because
Wait, what?
That was the first. I think that was the first official found footage film, and it
Because
did look
the,
like the people were actually killed on camera because they
Yeah,
killed
because-
animals earlier in the film, so
Yeah.
it
So
kind of
what's-
is more believable to think that people were killed on camera as well.
Okay, hold on. I'm kind of okay. Let me just clear this out. Okay, so Cannibal Holocaust, people actually died in that movie?
No,
No,
people,
no,
they
but
thought
the
that they-
filmmakers were taken to court for it.
So wait, they were actually on a place where people were cannibals, or I'm confused.
No.
What?
It wasn't. It was like all in the studio and shit. But like, it looked so real that they actually got taken to court over it being over.
I watched it.
Because
I don't know. My biggest takeaway was the soundtrack. I like the soundtrack a lot. Everything else was just meh.
Because they did kill the animals in the movie, but they didn't kill the people that died. No.
Yeah, I don't really.
Apparently, there is footage in the film of an axe.
I think it was the whole animal, the whole no animals were harmed. I think that was started by Heaven's Gate, if I'm correct, wasn't it?
Which
the
animals
whole,
died in Cannibal Holocaust again?
There was
a
snake, there was a tarantula, there was a monkey. I think there was a pig, a ferret, or something ferret-like.
Like no dogs though.
Yeah,
a giant turtle or tortoise is like
I don't know.
the
People eat turtles, don't they?
scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
I mean, it's still bad.
Turtles.
But
Hey, Adam, have you seen Heaven's Gate?
No.
I can't remember. I know what that I know more about the cult than the movie. I know they're not connected, but I keep forgetting what the movie is about.
What, Heaven's Gate?
Yeah.
Probably the Heaven's Gate cult.
No, I mean, one thing I know about Heaven's Gate is that movie, it really ruined the reputation of the director.
Can I get everybody's opinion on Sallow? What do people think of Sallow?
It's a movie. It's a movie that I don't like it in the way that I do like movies, but I've watched it maybe 5 times because there's something to it that keeps getting me to come back.
Do you know what it is to it that?
Well, it's pretty horrifying in a sense. Like it was just something that kind of
just because
gets
kids
me
are abused
with what
and that's
is.
it.
That's basically a large part of it, I would say. Like that's probably the single biggest part of it.
See, that doesn't do a lot for me.
Yeah, I know, but there's a way in which it's executed that it's kind of like one of those a horrifying thing that you can't really look away from. And I get more pissed every time I see it. And to have that kind of effect on me, I think that earns some respect.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird Criterion movie. It's a weird thing to be considered like an art house film, I guess.
Yeah, I like how it's number.
I saw the first
17.
half of it.
It's spine number 17. So
Wow.
they came up with the idea for
it has a bit more substance than just kids being abused.
Yeah.
The subtext of the film. There's the idea of.
I haven't watched the whole thing, so.
It's Adam. It's one of those movies where if you had seen it, I was gonna ask if you thought it was a pretentious movie.
Well, I don't know. I kind of want to give it a second chance. I don't like the context wasn't like I turned it off because it was so bad. It was just I downloaded it and the file was in like 2 parts, like split halfway down the middle or whatever, and I got past the first part and I was just like, well, that was I didn't get anything out of it, so I never clicked on the second part sort of thing.
I was actually bored with it the first time I saw it, but then like subsequently, it's one of those where like from the first viewing, you just have like that tiny little twinge.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say it's one of the worst Criterions out of all the ones I've seen. It's top 10 worst, probably. It's not bad, just not the best.
They need.
Oh no, there's a thing on the
Would you put jellyfish eyes in that top 10 worst?
I haven't seen that.
I don't know what.
I've seen it. It's so shitty.
I don't know what that's doing in there. Fukushima. There you go.
Sometimes they just try to be subversive, I think.
Adam, I know you've seen this film. What are your thoughts on it? The Vanishing.
It was good. I really enjoyed it. The ending was a little weird.
I love the end. Like the ending, in my opinion, is fucking. It's one of the best endings.
It's disturbing, but at the same time, putting myself in the character's shoes, I'm just not going to spoil it. But I'm just thinking, like, don't do that.
Oh yeah, don't. Yeah.
I've always wondered what it would be like to see a movie like Irreversible in theaters. Because I remember from last time you say you really liked Irreversible, but I wonder what it would be like because of the actual effect that they added with the sound to make people feel physically ill in like the first half hour. Did you hear about that? How they did that with the audio, especially in the club scene, where it was supposed to actually make people
Yeah, it
feel
had
nauseous.
like warping, like
Yeah, because it was they. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it was a frequency that they say is just barely detectable.
Yeah,
But,
I've heard of that.
So I wonder what that
brown
would have
note.
been like. Yes.
What's up with that fucking thing? That can't be real, right?
Probably.
What?
There's no frequency that makes you poop your pants. Why is that a meme? Why is that
Because
like a
South
thing
Park.
that people
Because
believe?
South Park.
No, I mean that was
wait.
before South Park, wasn't it?
What?
Did they
Actually-
invent that?
Do you think
They really
Worldwide
could have
Recorder
used
concert?
that frequency in a
I
quiet
have a
place.
question.
Yeah.
Do you think 3 Billboards would end up on the Criterion Collection?
No.
Speaking of South Park, though, I heard that I read something a while ago that apparently after a few years after the movie came out, the the leader of the MPAA or the head of the MPAA said they regret not making that movie NC-17.
That's funny.
Oh, that was the most profane animated film up to that point, and then Sausage Party took that over.
Well, I mean, the thing, it's known at this point. I'm sorry, but it's known at this point that South Park they pushed the boundaries of how much swear words you can say. I mean, what was it? They had 399 f-bombs.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was the limit was 400.
They had one more f word that would get NC-17. Not the fact that there was a talking clitoris, the fact that there was way too many f-bombs. I mean, I think we've all seen this documentary. I mean, if you guys haven't checked it out, it's called "This Film Was Not Yet Rated." It's a really, really great documentary. It's it pretty much interviews directors, some well-known directors out there, and pretty much talks about their experiences and how. The one thing I noticed is that the MPAA, I'm going to call them, I'm sorry.
Motion Pictures Association of America.
They have this weird prejudice against nudity. Like, you can have loads of graphic violence, but you can't have a graphic sex scenes. Otherwise, your movie would get an NC-17. Even though, and you can't show that many, nipples, topless women, boobs and stuff. And it's weird. It's such a weird double standard to me. I'm like,
because they're old conservative religious people.
What was that movie that got? What was that movie that got rated R because it had a gay kiss?
Oh,
Brokeback Mountain. I don't know.
No, not Brokeback Mountain.
It was Man was rated PG in Canada, but R in the States.
That pisses me the fuck off.
All they did was kiss and hug in bed. They didn't.
It's probably from the photo he takes out of his locker, and there's a nude man on it. But still, I mean, PG in Canada.
Yeah.
No one's dying because they saw a picture of a naked boy.
I've always wondered how it is, even just for the issue that movie rating companies like that have with just nudity, not even sex, but nudity. Because even from a little kid, I see myself naked in the tub all the time. I'm not gonna be lambasted or driven crazy by seeing nudity in films or TV.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Violence is good.
there's something about that I always thought was very wrong for them to do that.
Another weird thing though about the MP, the Motion Picture Association of America is the whole is how secretive they are. They act like they're the freaking government when all they're doing is just rating a bunch of movies. I mean, I get preserving spoilers, fine, but it's how secretive they are. It's act like they're the government or something. They couldn't. I mean, they try to get inside, but they couldn't because it's they select different people to rate the movies. But even then, it's just weird how secretive they are. They can't even.
It's ridiculous. It's stupid.
It is. They can't even score an interview with one of the people who do that because, oh no, you can't. You might leak some government secrets or something.
Love is Strange is the name of the movie.
Okay, yeah. That's
Love is strange. It really is. Love is a very interesting concept.
Love is Strange before the rating.
Yeah.
Funny.
I think that's kind of
It's the implication that gay romance is more adult. You can't have kids seeing that. That's immoral.
It's sodomy, the Bible says.
I like to think that maybe at least one kid's head exploded if they saw Scanners in theaters.
Yep.
Maybe. Just
Probably
like
happened.
sensitive-minded people.
What's the most offensive movie in your opinion, Adam?
I have a question about March of the Penguins. Did you watch the French version or the American version?
March of the Penguins. Oh
Probably
yeah.
both. I don't know.
I thought you were about Happy Feet for a second. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the documentary narrated by Morgan Freeman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the American one is.
Then
The French version is the soundtrack is totally different, and all the penguins are voiced instead of having narration.
What?
The American.
Okay, I haven't seen the French version then.
Well, what?
I was very unimpressed by the American version.
The American version of Surf's Up.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
I have to watch this French version of March of the Penguins.
Isn't the French version the original?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad they took out the narration. I mean, also on the subject of the MPAA, whatever, is violence. Even that has restrictions. Like, for example, RoboCop was going to get an X rating because there were some scenes that were cut, like a few moments that were cut out when the famous scene where the guy is getting shot up by the Ed 209. It was a little extended where you see him on the table and you see a bunch of blood coming out of him. That was cut out.
Yeah.
And you can watch on the director's cut.
And let's not even get into like the changes that they made for like that fucking World War Z with the just little amounts of blood that they took out for theaters.
World War Z was supposed to be violent?
Well,
Like,
they wanted a PG-13.
Yeah,
they didn't want an R rating.
Even that though, like there's so many PG-13 films I've seen with probably gore that way surpasses what they showed even in the unrated version.
PG-13 zombie movie.
Yeah, I thought that was a horrible idea going into it.
It's the most successful zombie movie ever made, though.
That is weird. I thought that movie was going to bomb. I didn't think that movie was going to make money, but apparently people saw it. So
yeah.
Wasn't there like a petition to make a PG-13 version of Deadpool?
Yes,
there was. Some dumb mom.
Mhm.
Some dumb mom, and this whole thing was championed by Grace Randolph. Yeah.
How many signatures did they get?
What?
5? I don't know.
I think about like maybe like a few. Well,
why
not
the hell
enough.
would Grace Randolph do that?
And then Ryan
Grace
Reynolds
is
turned that
bloody
into an April
and
Fool's
weird.
joke.
I don't understand. She is an enigma to me. Like,
I agree with her sometimes, but she's one of those critics that I feel like injects her own politics into her reviews too much.
You want to talk about a critic who injects politics? Go to Movie Bob. Movie Bob is.
I mean, you can always tell when politics takes precedence over the quality of a film for certain people.
Yeah.
Grace Randolph, Movie Bob, a lot of people.
I don't even know why he's that. Like, he's even like mentioned in film reviewing circles. He is a terrible content creator.
Adam, what's the most offensive movie you've ever seen?
I know what you're gonna say. I think.
I don't know. Well, what do you think I'm gonna say? Because then maybe I might agree with you.
Movie 43. In terms of like an insult to our intelligence.
I didn't hear what you said, Blooster.
Poultry guys, Night of
No,
the Chicken.
that's not. When I guess when I'm thinking of the question, I'm thinking like personally offensive to me, because like
okay,
like Old Boy 2013 is up there.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Megan is missing.
Never gonna see it.
Spike Lee, right? Correct? If I'm
Spike Lee, piece of shit.
Fucking, I didn't even know what Megan is Missing was
if
until I
I'm
saw
correct,
Adam's review on it.
Doesn't Spike Lee doesn't Spike Lee and Tarantino have like a rivalry or something?
I don't know.
I think with thing.
Oh yeah, Spike Lee just said a bunch of stupid shit to people so many times. Like, the reason why I call him a piece of shit is not because he directed Old Boy, because he's a piece of shit.
I'm not familiar with him.
He's an asshole.
Why is
Spike Lee is a well-known African American filmmaker who's made Malcolm
Do the Right
X.
Thing, Inside Man.
That's a good movie.
I know he's a black director. That's it. I don't know why he's an asshole.
And then Steve McQueen came along.
During the during the
Steve
whole George Zimmerman thing, which was obviously a terrible thing, and I completely disagree with the fact that George Zimmerman wasn't even initially investigated. I think that that's disgusting, that they could just look at a dead body and be like, okay, no crime here, like not even taking him in for questioning. That's fucked up. And so obviously the world, mostly America, was really riled up and pissed off about this. And so Spike Lee tweets out saying like, oh, this is George Zimmerman's address and phone number, and like doxes him.
Oh my god!
It was the wrong info, and it was just some like elderly like couple in their 60s or something.
Oh my god!
These like nice
That is
old
horrible.
people, and so then they keep getting all these fucking like death threats and like threatening letters and shit, and so they're like old people and they don't even understand the internet, right? Like they're not familiar with how all this works, and so they were like, okay, can you like take it down? We're not asking for much. We just want it to stop. And so then they formed a deal with like Spike Lee and his lawyers, like, okay, we'll just give you like $10,000 and we'll delete the tweet. And in their mind, they were thinking like, okay, well then it'll stop, because they don't understand how the internet works and how like once something's up, it's up forever. And so after that, when the abuse and the threatening letters of this like innocent old couple, when it didn't stop, they were like, Spike Lee, we're not happy with the $10,000. We want to actually seek damages. And he's like, no, you already accepted it. You can't do that. Like he didn't even fucking feel bad about it. Like you're a rich fucking dude. Pay them off in some like decent way. $10,000 is not enough for like publicly trying to people to basically harass.
If I was Spike Lee, I would pay them maybe $200,000-$300,000.
They should be able to sue, but I think like the problem was that they were tricked into believing that it would stop once the tweet was deleted. And so yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck him.
And then his comments on Django, I don't even remember what he said, but he's just like, he
Basically,
takes a lot
what
of
he
things
said
to like
was
ridiculous fucking levels, and he's just a.
If I remember correctly,
general.
what he said is that he said that I'm not going to say because it's a disrespect to my ancestors. He further elaborated, saying that the slave times wasn't a spaghetti western. It was a Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, even though I mentioned a little earlier that I don't like Movie Bob, he actually does a pretty good job at pretty much debunking his whole argument.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I remember liking Movie Bob when he was the Game Over Thinker. Like
I never liked his Game Over Stinger stuff. I never liked his stuff. I always thought it was annoying. I always liked his movie stuff more, because for me, I'm not the biggest gamer ever. I mean, I play some games, but I'm more of a movie guy than I am a gamer. So
I used to be the opposite, but yeah.
I'm not saying I still like it. I haven't seen it in years. It's probably bad.
That's pretty much with everybody.
I saw the finale of the Game Over Thinker, and it was really embarrassing.
Oh, it was bad. It was so bad. Oh my god! Especially the
funny.
whole. It was.
I love
sad
how much
too,
of a pedestal he puts himself on. People accuse me of doing that.
Yeah,
he actually does it.
He doesn't even hire actors to like play certain roles. No, he does every single role himself. He plays every single character he has. He talks to him. He talks to his own. Basically talks to himself. It's an echo chamber, and it's pathetic, and it's hilarious.
There was this really big thing on YouTube where this guy, and this was like really early YouTube. This is probably like 2008.
I was wrong then.
And there was this huge thing, at least on YouTube, where this guy was like, I'm making the first movie that's ever made where it's made literally all by myself. And so he like plays every character and like does all the camera work and everything. Like literally he's like, no other person's allowed to help me. And he released like daily updates and like vlogs and shit about like him filming. and people were so excited for it, and then it just fizzled out, and I guess it wasn't very good.
Well, I could have used the obvious punchline that this is borderline experimental, which it was experimental.
Who is that guy?
Be funny if he asked for money though, like an Indiegogo.
Hey
Yeah, I
guys,
wonder
I'm
what
making
the
this film
fucking
on
movie
myself,
was.
but you could give me money to make this movie. So I could have like CGI doubles or something. I don't know.
Man, I wonder what happened to that guy.
I think his channel's gone.
Yeah,
What was his name?
he
You know
never
what,
finished it and just bailed.
You know what's a dead channel is Grade A Under A. I used to really love that guy, but he hasn't uploaded anything in forever.
Because he does Twitch now instead.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
there's
does?
a lot of drama, if I recall correctly. With
Yeah.
him.
He's
Yeah,
he's a
that was
real
cool.
asshole as well.
Yeah, I've heard very bad things about him. As well.
Like the way he handled the reactor situation is embarrassing.
Actually, I think it was a good way to handle it. I think the person who did it best was iDubbbz, but Grade A pretty much got to the vocal point of the issue. Is that
No,
Reactor-
I mean the YouTube channel Reactor.
I have no idea what that is.
I have no idea.
He
I
made-
don't.
After Grade A made a video talking about reaction channels, he had a parody reaction channel, and he re-edited Grade A's video to make it sound like his friend Grade A just made a video about him, talking about how amazing he is, and then he paid YouTube to make it the ad on Grade A Under A's video. So when they clicked on the video talking about reacting channels,
Oh,
it immediately played saying how great this channel was,
that's funny.
and the whole thing happened. Mumkey made a good video about it.
That's pretty funny. I love trolling.
This is pretty good.
That's why you should check out Andrew Bowser's stuff. It's some quality trolling.
A Steelbook too.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that? Wait, what movie is that?
The Pianist. It's a Steelbook.
Is that Piranha?
The 1978
Oh,
Joe Dante one.
You know what pisses me off? Fucking
What?
the special features and bonus shit of like DVD box sets were so much better than a lot of Blu-rays now.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
You know?
I agree
wish-
100%.
Because like I upgrade to the Blu-ray because it's like it's better quality.
Mm-hmm.
But then you compare like the 10th anniversary Memento DVD with like just the regular Blu-ray. It's like it's not the same at all.
On
The 10th
the
anniversary
special features-
Memento DVD is amazing.
In the special features on the Piranha Blu-ray, they like it's that menu, the main menu, it already looks like total shit. But if you look at the special features, it shows two things, and they misspelled piranha twice on two different things in that menu.
That's weird. I mean, one would assume that they make sure like everything looks good. And speaking of bonus features of Blu-rays, one thing that it's kind of the same with the Marvel movies. One would assume like these are very, obviously these are big movies, but the special features are underwhelming as always. They're like they rack up to like about 20 to 30 at most 40 minutes. It's not like 10 years ago when it's like Lord of the Rings when they had their released their DVDs. There was like hours upon hours of special features and behind the scenes and interviews. With Marvel, it's like, here's like 20 minutes of total 20 minutes total of bonus features. And I'm thinking, no, I want to see go in depth with this movie. Don't just half-ass it, which is a shame because it's kind of it feels like it's just here's a little conveyor belt, which is a downside to the way they produce their movies though. And I like the Marvel movies. I think they're good. Some are, a few are great though, but they're mostly pretty good. There's some bad ones, of course, but that's just it's a shame though.
What the fuck?
What happened?
I'm looking at. There's a really. Does anybody like Caesars? Like the drink?
No,
it's
I never.
It's a Canadian thing.
Okay, that's
no idea what that is.
Oh my god!
No, I don't know. I knew what it is too.
It's like a
Canadian for us.
a very usually very garnished version of Bloody Mary, but instead of tomato juice, it's tomato and clam juice, and it's really good.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, if you're ever in Canada, ask for a Caesar, and you'll be able to find one.
I have heard about it once before, and it was you talking about it in another hangout.
Why is it called a Caesar?
Why is it called the Bloody Mary? I don't know.
Well,
Yours is
Dual
better.
Boogie Nights.
Yeah. I was basically just looking. There's a really there's a great
what was that disc?
Caesar kind of like homemade, make your own kind of thing from Matt and Steve is the company
what's it?
name.
Oh.
You can order it online.
Excellent.
They have like rimmers and
It's an excellent steelbook.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's the blood
Adam,
one.
Yep.
But,
are you a fan of Red Letter Media?
yes.
Are y'all guys here fans of Red Letter Media?
I don't watch
Yeah.
it that often.
I like
I'm
them.
not a fan.
I mostly
No,
like the blanket stuff though.
Yeah. I don't watch them often at all, but I'm a fan of them. I kind of I mean
One
like
thing-
I think I've seen every Plinkett review, but they don't make those that often.
No, they only make them for like, I guess it's like for like movies, like big movies. I mean,
The German Blu-ray of Short Bus, I see.
Yes, I got this after you talked about in your Blu-ray video. Thank you for recommending that. It's one of my favorite romance films.
Nice.
one
No
thing
problem.
one thing I want to bring up though is in your I think your amusement review when you talked about distinctive laughs. I'm shocked you didn't put in Rich Evans because he has a very distinct and memorable laugh.
He does.
He does. He's got a laugh of an angel.
I hear white noise.
What was that?
Who is that guy that had the funny ahi laugh? I've seen him before.
Yeah,
The what?
It's just a famous clip from some country.
Adam, last summer when you did that, what the review of, like, it was like that guy who was like, he had like a god complex or something. I forgot his fucking name. But it
Neil
was like,
Breen?
Neil Breen?
yeah, Neil Breen. Yeah, has he made any new movies?
Yeah, we're
He's
waiting for
making-
Twisted.
We're waiting for Twisted. Everybody is, at least in the circle of the Neil Breen fan base.
Breen Boys.
Is that
Breen
a
Boys.
Is that a
That's
continuation of
perfect, the
another
Breen
of his
Boys.
movies?
Sorry, what?
You know,
Is that a continuation of
Oh.
one of his other movies, or is it like a whole new
All
thing?
of them are new movies.
all
Oh,
of them
yeah.
are masterpieces of cinema.
They're all-
That's all you need to
I have
know.
to say,
They're-
Do you think
They-
it's
I
gonna
mean,
be like Daddy Derek and ask you to appear in one of his movies?
You know what would be really cool though? If Daddy Derek and Neil Breen like collaborated for a movie.
No.
That would be amazing.
Everybody keeps saying that. I don't agree.
Cool Cat. What? would
Why?
Cool Cat
I mean,
do?
They're
Because they're
free
completely-
spirits. They both want complete
Yeah.
control over their project.
Also,
I mean,
Cool
who
Cat
doesn't wanna
and
see
the
Cool
Neil
Cat?
Breen movies are very different.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would not. It would be a dumb crossover because as soon as that happens, then it would be like self-aware, right?
I don't think it would
And
be
that's
self-aware.
what killed-
Neil Breen is way
killed
too
us,
delusional for that.
Yeah, what-
He's way
yeah, well,
too
he wouldn't-
delusional
well,
to
he
be
wouldn't want to do
self-aware.
a Cool Cat movie unless he was being self-aware about it.
We all know if
There's
they
no
weren't.
universe where he would be like, "Yeah, Cool Cat," while still thinking that he's making a serious film.
So, I could imagine if that
Okay.
ever
Listen,
happened.
it would work.
Daddy
It would
Derek
work
would
if
probably
in
just
Cool
change
Cat-
Daddy
it would
Derek
work
would probably
if-
just change the fucking project again.
It would
Yeah.
work if in Cool Cat stops a school shooting, Neil Breen was the school shooter.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
No,
say
no, no,
Adam-
no, no, no.
Kid
The school
fucking
shooter would be
heads off.
Butch. It'll be
Adam-
Butch the Bully, which I think doesn't he have his own Twitter account?
Didn't Mumpy Jones want to be the school shooting, or was he something?
Yeah, there's a
better?
whole thing about that.
He was
wanted
going to be.
You know what's
Only reason that the project got another $7,000.
Yeah, I think he got him like $9,000.
Do you think, hey Adam, do you think Fateful Findings will reach room popularity for So Bad It's Good movies?
Hopefully, but I mean, part of it is like part of the reason why The Room got so big is because Tommy Wiseau kind of embraced the cult status of the film, whereas I don't think Neil Breen ever will, because he keeps saying it's not a midnight movie; it's a very serious.
It's not a midnight movie. It's a it's a
Sci-fi.
mainstream sci-fi
I
mainstream
had to say,
movie.
I think the
can't
best-
believe you committed suicide.
The
I think
thing
the
is
best
about Tommy
part of-
Wiseau, he's like an enigma. No one knows anything about what he did before the movie.
I actually have a theory about Tommy Wiseau. It's not too big, but I think that the reason why he's so secretive about his fortune is because I'm guessing that his family was aristocratic, and I'm guessing that he's just want to keep that a secret so no one would go after his family. So that's why I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
no one even knows his race.
Well,
he's Swedish. Accent. I think the funniest part of Fateful Findings, out of all the things, are actually the end credits. Because you watch the end credits and you see Neil Breen's name, and then you get to that final credit and it says all the companies with N and H, or N and B. And it's the culmination of everything in the movie, and then you just realize that he did everything.
Pretty much.
And for
what's even funny is
positions
that
they didn't have, it just said nobody.
Actually, it says nobody.
Lighting, none.
Why do you think he did?
It's like, why would you even, if no one did the lighting, why would you put that as a credit? I guess out of obligation, because every major movie has that.
You might as well credit characters that didn't exist.
Does anybody know why he did the N and B thing? Any idea?
Because he's crazy.
So, are the DC movies notoriously bad at this point?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Except for Wonder Woman, that's like the only one that people considered a good movie.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't look.
People, I think that half the people like Man of Steel though.
Wonder Woman is the Black Panther of DC movies.
Pretty much.
Ugh.
Except, I don't even think it's as good as. Wonder Woman is decent and all, but my God, that final act.
I think people really exaggerate.
The reason why people like Wonder Woman is because there's no hideous filter over the entire goddamn thing.
Is there not?
No, there isn't.
It's it looks pretty. Some of the effects look shoddy, and the final act is pretty much considered the low point of the movie.
It looks
but
more
everything else is fine.
I heard the ending sucked.
It does. It's really bad. I don't want to go into spoilers, so I don't want.
It looks more like a Marvel movie than a DC.
No, Marvel movies actually have better. Even with Black Panther, though. Actually, no, I can't defend Black Panther. That has terrible CGI. But no, the final battle is just awful because never once do I get the sense that Wonder Woman is in pain because she, even with the amount of hits she's taking, she has no scars in her face. It's weird. It took me out of it because
I think I've only seen Batman vs Superman, and while it's a pretty bad film, I think people really do get on a train and over exaggerate the how bad the film is.
I don't think people are over exaggerating. I think people are explaining why the movie is as bad as it is, as a colossal disaster.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad is just bad.
What is that? The stench of death?
I will never stop memeing Suicide Squad because
there's no defending it.
That might be
movies of all time, just not the movie itself.
Yeah.
But
This
the
is
fact
Katana. She's got my back.
The amount of people that were defending it just because they wanted it to be good, and now everybody even fucking Jeremy Johns is yeah, it's not as good as I thought it was. Everybody when the movie came out, everybody was they wanted to like it.
But it won an Oscar.
And what's funny is
makeup was amazing.
There's that meme now on my channel of you went in wanting to not like it. But I feel going into something nobody goes into anything wanting to hate it really. You can expect to hate it. But people go into things wanting to like it. And I feel like it's kind of funny that people criticize me for wanting to hate something when in reality the bigger flaw in perception, I guess, what skews someone's experience more would be wanting to like it, Yeah.
And if someone is saying that,
that's a real thing.
Also, one thing about Suicide Squad is one of my favorite lines in that movie is that it is when Batman is beating the crap out of Deathstroke, and it's Batman, please don't hurt my dad. Oh my God, her delivery was really hilariously awful.
Angry Joe's review of that is just
the best part of
the movie. That was so good.
What is wrong with you critics? Oh, the critics complain about editing. They don't know anything about editing. I'm
so bad.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Did you see him like flip out and like subtweet me on Twitter?
Yes. Yes, I
No, wait,
remember.
what did he
that.
say? What did he say?
Well, he was like, he completely, like, obviously he like flipped his shit because he's very emotional about Suicide Squad for some reason. And,
Yeah.
like because like these are like fan, comic book movies, and I said it in my review. Like, you're not watching this movie to see a movie. You're watching this to justify your obsession with an action figure. And a lot of people, that's like completely true. And I would imagine Angry Joe's one of them, regardless of whether or not he actually liked the movie. Like, all I'm thinking is like, if you took these if you made this exact same movie, but they were all new characters that had no attachment to any pre-existing franchise, no one would have been defending it. If they were all new characters that weren't things that people already loved, then nobody would give a shit. No one would watch it.
That's pretty much how it.
That's
pretty much my same thing when it comes to people who defend the Star Wars prequels. I mean, I'm not against people who like it, but I don't understand the love for it, especially for Revenge of the Sith, because a lot of the reasons why people like it, I don't get it. And I made the argument. I've asked, like, okay, would you defend this movie if it wasn't called Star Wars? If it was, say, called something else, if it wasn't called Star Wars, would you be, thinking twice about this? And no one has answered. It's like because it's dead silent because they wouldn't, because it's a franchise movie. They would obviously be thinking about it twice because it's something that they like from something else.
I was gonna just mention what he said on Twitter. So he didn't tweet me specifically, but it was very obvious he was tweeting about me. And his interpretation of my review was just like, so it was just flat out not accurate, because he was like, basically his tweet was like, what? So you think other people rated this film too high, so you gave it a 2 to balance it out? What the hell, man? And I was just thinking, like, that's not what I said. Yeah, I wasn't criticizing people for rating it too high. I was criticizing people for rating it before they'd seen it. And all of the ratings from before before the movie was even out, before they'd seen it, those were all like 10 out of 10 ratings.
See, I think
it wasn't the fact that they were 10 out of 10. It was the fact that they were rating it before they'd seen it. So he just doesn't understand what I even said.
It was the exact same thing with Batman v Superman, though. Suicide Squad, the whole controversy was bad enough, but it started with BVS, where you had fans who, there was like fan screenings, but there were people like, giving like 9, like it was like a 9.6 on IMDb.
Well, because they're pre-existing franchises. People.
That's pretty much that's my whole thing. Is like,
they'll love the movie before they've seen it, because they want to and they need to, because it justifies their obsession.
Honestly, for me,
especially with DC movies,
if a movie that ties into a franchise I like is bad, it makes me hate it more.
I can understand that, Paul Blart Fleshmall.
I think that I had everything summed it up good in the Suicide Squad review when he said you can like Suicide Squad as long as you admit that it's a completely flawed and bad movie with bad filmmaking and bad acting.
I was taken aback by the fact that this movie, like, actually was released by the studio with the movie as poorly edited as this, but then again, they released BVS, which was an absolute mess of editing and pacing.
Suicide Squad is probably like the worst superhero movie ever made.
Yeah. No, in the Suicide Squad director's
no. There is
The Amazing
name
Bulk.
another.
Maybe.
Name another.
Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin.
Are you sure?
Batman and Robin is a funny movie. That movie is hilarious.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad is like, you can't even watch it for fun.
Steel was pretty bad.
Yeah.
That might be the movie
Steel
that
is
I've
another
gone to
movie
see
you
in
can watch for
theaters
fun,
that
though.
I've hated the most.
Yeah, I can't think of a worse superhero movie than Suicide Squad.
Oh, there was this, what was it called? Like Swamp Thing or something like that? Man Thing? Is that what it was called?
It was
There
called.
were like really bad things about that.
That was boring.
There were 2 movies. It was called Swamp Thing and Man Thing. That's what.
I think
there were 2 movies.
Green Lantern. That's it. That was
Green Lantern was just boring. Like, it was another one. It was just like boring.
Suicide Squad is just a massive failure.
Am I the only one who
Amazing
finds
Spider-Man 2? I bought it because it's hilarious. I can't even do that with Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
is it like, wait, What's the funniest
I
part
break
about
up with you,
Spider-Man 2
Peter.
to you?
I break up with you.
Fant Four Stick is not as bad as Suicide Squad.
Wait,
Right.
Adam,
And Four Stick is just. It
Fant
is.
Four
It is
Stick is a
dreadful to
mess,
watch.
but it's not nearly as bad as Suicide Squad.
Adam, in your opinion, what's the funniest part of Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Oh God, there's so many.
He
I don't
lied
even
to
know.
me. Yeah,
That's a really funny part.
The
Yeah.
fucking like, edgy music.
The sound. I've never heard like that's some. Who does that? I've never heard a soundtrack do
Pharrell
that
Williams, apparently.
unironically.
I love that movie so much when it first came out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I used to defend that movie, but I'm like, I was living in denial of that movie. I'm like, this movie's not good. It hurts me to say this because I really wanted this to be good, but I'm like, this movie's just garbage. But it's funny, I guess.
I was just pretty young, so I thought everything that was superhero related was great.
Wait, what did you think of the first Amazing Spider-Man?
Personally, I don't think the first Amazing movie isn't too bad. It's decent. It's not horrible as many people make it out to be. It's
Adam,
fine.
what did you think of the first one?
I think I gave it a 6. I might give it a
Well, you
5
know,
instead. Just when it came out, it was like fine. It was decent. I like the Lizard Man.
Of course.
I honestly think that the first two Raimi movies, especially 2, is the best Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And in terms of like directing and writing.
Yeah,
I really
they're creative.
I really like
creative
this.
and they're fun.
For me, like the best 2 Spider-Man movies is Spider-Man 2, like the original Spider-Man 2, and then Homecoming.
Homecoming was decent.
I think the first
don't
Spider-Man's
think
better than
Homecoming is
Homecoming.
anywhere near as good as the Raimi films.
Yeah.
Homecoming is so fucking stale. You know, it's just
Michael
it's
Keaton was
by
great
the
though. The
books.
Vulture was a great villain.
It's not creative at all. Homecoming is just so. Like I would give it a 6 now. I gave it a 7 when I first saw it, but now I'm just like I have no reason to see it.
But have you only
That's
seen
why
it once so far, or have you rewatched it since then?
No, and I have no urge to rewatch it ever.
Okay. Yeah.
I know
Have you
exactly what it
seen-
is, and I just like it's not.
Have you seen
something I
Guardians of the
ever wanna
Galaxy 2
revisit.
yet?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters, and I just didn't. I was so meh by it that I had like maybe a minute of things to say, and so I didn't make a quickie because I didn't.
Honestly,
wanna waste my time.
the only reason why I think Infinity War is the best Marvel movie is because of Thanos, really.
And because the pacing's different.
Yeah, the pacing's a lot different. The pacing's a lot better. But Thanos, like how like I think you said this in your review, and then Ralph said it is like how if you look at it as Thanos as the main character, rather than like all the superheroes, then it's a lot better movie because you see where he's coming from. With
Thanos did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's weird about Spider-Man Homecoming is I saw the director's 2 films before that, and they're so much more. They have so much more personality, and they're so much more creative in how they're shot. Like, I don't understand. Like, as soon as someone becomes a part of the Marvel machine, they lose everything that makes them. The director.
Except for James Gunn, though. He's like the only one who.
Yeah,
I feel
James
like
Gunn
that's-
directed
Kind of,
the.
yeah.
He directed like the Scooby-Doo
before
movies.
that, he had the live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah.
He
I
wrote
have a
it.
question. What are your thoughts on Super? Or that?
It was good. I enjoyed it. It was funny. It wasn't amazing.
Did you see Slither?
That was fun when I saw it. I don't know. I would like to see it again. It was a while ago.
This is a year late, but what are your thoughts on Justice 2?
Is that a video game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of like fighting games.
Oh.
I don't care about Mortal Kombat. I don't care about any of them.
The only fighting game I ever
Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion.
Does anybody know Sonic Fox?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Sonic. You mean Sonic Box?
Sonic Fox is pretty much one of
it's
pretty much
Sonic
considered
Box.
the best player in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he wins everything he's ever tried. Like,
He's
and
good.
he wears a fursuit when he beats people, and it's
Oh,
like,
what a
he-
legend!
oh
he
yeah,
represents
he's
the
great.
furries out there.
Yeah, he's good PR. He's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's legit, and he's got like sponsors.
Adam, do you own a fursuit?
No. No, I don't.
It's probably expensive.
So wait, you're the closest thing to a fursuit is the horse head?
Yeah,
It's probably less expensive.
much less.
Oh, Adam, I was thinking earlier. I know that in the past you've covered a couple shows, like just made quick reviews of them that I consider absurdist, like Kenny vs. Benny and Nirvana the band, the show.
Yeah.
Did you have any thoughts on like the Eric Andre show?
I love it. It's awesome. I can't wait for season 5.
Everyone I showed the Eric Andre show to said it was trash and just it was is the worst thing they've ever seen and it's not funny.
Because they're dumb.
I don't know why.
What do you think of The Office, Adam?
The what?
The Office.
Oh, The Office? Which one?
The American one with Steve Carell.
I really liked it when it was on air up until the wedding in season 6. And then the show fell apart immediately, including the wedding. The wedding was cringy as shit. Where they all take turns dancing in front of the camera. I was like, what the hell is this anymore? And so then I was watching
I have a question.
season 7, like a bit of it with my friends. And eventually, like, we were plowing through the whole fucking series. And like, as soon as it got to season 7, it was like, this isn't funny anymore. And we just stopped watching. It was like, none of us are laughing at any episode. It's been like 3 episodes in a row. Like, what are we doing?
Something kind of embarrassing. It took me forever to notice the guy in A Quiet Place was Jim from The Office.
Oh, that's funny.
I think it was just the beard that threw me off.
I have a question, Adam. How come you tend to nitpick in your reviews, like even for good movies?
You got to be more specific.
Like, okay,
everything has flaws.
No. Oh, what I mean, like, is like in your Wolf of Wall Street quickie.
Yeah.
You pointed out the fact that there were, like, when DiCaprio and McConaughey are talking, like, you complained that there was no, like, sound effects for the forks and the utensils, and I thought that was a weird complaint.
Well, I mean, whatever I notice, I want to talk about, right? And so it would be nitpicking if I used that point that I made and said, therefore, the movie's worse or it's a bad movie, right? That would be nitpicking. But otherwise, I'm just talking about what I noticed because I like to have that kind of relatability when other people go like, I noticed that too. And I like to pick apart. I like to put things under a magnifying glass, you know, like I like to be able to dissect how a movie works. And I like to be able to mention things that could have been done better. And regardless of how small of a detail it is, like I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy how a film works. I enjoy, thinking about and discussing the aspects of a film and even things like sound Foley and shit like that, where someone can watch it and be like, yeah, that is something that they forgot, even if it's a minor detail, you know?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I just enjoy talking about it. But it's not really nitpicking unless I'm pretending as though that's like a legitimate detriment to the film. Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, I talk about it in the same way that the director would probably talk about it in the Blu-ray commentary. The directors talk about things that they missed in their movies all the time. They're like, oh man, I forgot to add a sound effect here, but whatever. That doesn't mean they think the movie's shit.
Adam, have you ever fell asleep during a movie, like in the theater?
Yep.
Awake.
Oh.
Yeah, I fell asleep in Awake.
Oh, you did?
All right.
How ironic.
The irony.
Have you ever? Wait, what's the worst movie you've ever had to walk out of?
I don't think I've only ever walked out of one movie, and it wasn't because I hated it so much, but it was because I had worked at Best Buy, and then I was starting to click with one of my coworkers there, and I was like, oh yeah, we got the Film Fest coming up if you want to join for a movie. He's like, yeah. And so this was the first time outside of work that we've hung out, and it was for The Turin Horse. And so the entire fucking movie, I didn't know this guy's taste at all, but immediately I was just like, this is the wrong movie to bring someone to that you don't even understand what kind of, they've never seen a film festival movie. And so I don't know, probably 2/3 through the movie, I was like, yeah, we should go, because I was more concerned for him being someone that you know, if they were just having a miserable time, that they wouldn't tell me during the movie. And I wasn't really enjoying it that much either. But if it was just myself there, I would have stayed through the whole thing.
Yeah, I only walked out on one movie, and I don't even remember the title. It was like this really boring movie where I think instead of actors, they had real soldiers or something. And I was like, fuck it.
An Eastwood movie?
I don't know. I was like, fuck it. There's an X-Men arcade machine like in the next room.
Was it
a movie I can think? A movie I can think of that I
could walk out of.
A movie I think I could fall asleep in was Suburbicon.
No, I didn't walk out of Suicide Squad.
I mean, if you had to see it again, would you walk out of it?
Why would I watch it again?
Yeah.
Like, what if, I don't know, like, you know, you're like, hey, I haven't seen Suicide Squad.
No, I'm never going to do that. It was miserable.
A movie I can think of that I fell asleep in was Suburbicon. That movie was...
I heard
how bad it was, but that movie put me to sleep.
I was going to see it.
Boring.
I'm glad I didn't, because...
I fell asleep during Rings.
Everybody fell asleep during
fucking
Rings.
Boring.
Yeah.
I've walked out of quite a few films, but I've never fallen asleep.
That cool.
Yeah.
Wait, that.
I told you there was a bird. I just want to find that
scene
scene.
to come out of Rings was your Cool Cat edit trailer. That was amazing.
I agree.
It's Betty by time.
Yeah,
I'm a green boy.
I fell asleep during Jupiter Ascending, like right in the middle of it.
What? Really? That movie is funny.
I must.
It's a funny movie.
I must have missed some
as it goes
important
along.
stuff because I left thinking that was a terrible movie.
You know,
must have missed some really crucial stuff in the middle.
Eddie Redmayne should have been the main character.
Actually,
Eddie Redmayne should give back his Oscar.
I think it was like the second. It was either like the second or third time I saw Infinity War. I fell asleep near the middle.
It's kind of weird. I've noticed people, when it comes to like the really, really bad movies, are either like they either find them hilarious or super boring.
Depends on the kind of movie.
Yeah.
I think it depends more on taste, because some people like really thought Jupiter Ascending was really funny, but Armored Skeptic was like super bored.
Truth or Dare was hilarious, though.
I haven't seen Truth or Dare.
Speaking of other YouTubers, I thought
you know
it
what was
really
also
cool.
a funny movie though? Was Wish Upon. Red Letter Media pretty much recommended it to like watch it because it's really bad, but it's really funny.
Wait, was A Wish Through Time one of the, or wait, was it A Wish Through Time or A Wrinkle in Time?
Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah,
he has the Blu-ray.
I do. It's really. I've seen it like twice.
Yeah, was that one?
Wish Upon. The overall vibe I got from the trailer was like, this looks like a really scrapped episode of Goosebumps. That's what it felt like to me.
I mean, yeah, the plot's been done a million times.
Yeah.
But
the acting is hilarious. The deaths are like
hilarious.
watered down version of Final Destination. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No,
what
it
do you
doesn't.
think of the show Star vs. Force of Evil?
What Force of what?
Star versus
It's a
the
Disney
Forces of
stuff.
Evil.
Star Burst? What?
Star versus.
Star. I have no idea what that is. So.
It's like a Disney. It's like it aired on Disney XD. It's like Gravity Falls, but
I hate how it's called
Disney Sailor
XD.
Moon.
I genuinely hate how it's Disney XD.
I don't think it's
They should
comparable
do
with Gravity
Disney
Falls.
X3.
Disney emoji.
Disney X.
did you know that Disney
Disney
XD
X.
like they try to do like a gaming segment at night? It was really shitty. They had like an IGN show.
Oh yeah.
They do?
Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Does IGN count as a dead channel or no? That's in terms of popularity.
I mean, I don't think they were ever really that popular. I mean, like they got popular obviously, but like they were.
There was
really,
a time when they were really popular.
What was that one TV
Like
channel?
a brief period of time until people start realizing, hey, these reviews are garbage. And one of the most notorious reviews was a review of a Pokemon game complaining about too much water.
Yeah, too much water. It was like
Yeah,
Pokemon Aqua.
glorious
Pokemon
meme.
Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire had too much water in it.
Too much water.
That was strange.
Planet
was
Earth has
hilarious.
too much water, you guys. It's a shit planet.
Yeah.
It's a bad game, guys. Too much water. We can't have that in the
That's
game
like
with water
saying
Pokemon.
it's like saying Mario Sunshine had too much water in it.
No, it's like saying Mario Sunshine has too much sun in it.
I don't know. I'm guessing that it was a joke, the too much water thing, but
No, they listed.
Why would it be a joke if they put it in a serious review?
Yeah, and it was listed in like literally at the very bottom when they had like the main points of
I
like, why
don't
it was
know.
bad,
Fucking
and one of them
like-
said too much water. So
Rotten
like if-
Tomatoes had like just a no emoji for the Emoji Movie. So
Yeah.
sometimes
Oh,
Yeah. No.
Okay, we'll go with
Does that
Didn't-
count? Does that count as the new shortest movie review though? I remember for the longest time Leonard Maltin held the record for
Wait, what
a
was
review
the-
of "Isn't This Romantic?" and his entire review was just no.
I think it was one movie where like the consensus was it's dull. Don't watch it or something like that. Or
I can make
something
the
like
shortest
that.
movie review.
Adam, what do you think of the Shawshank Edition?
It's good.
Yeah, it is good.
Classic. It's not the best movie ever made of all time.
Yeah.
IMDb.
But IMDb says it is.
IMDb says
IMDb
Avengers of
says
Infinity
otherwise.
War is the 18th best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, remember,
Yeah.
hey, Adam? I remember that weird interview where Neil Breen was at this sort of this interview talks where he justified the baby heads in his
Yeah.
I'm Here Now.
Yeah.
Wait,
That
what
was
was the
funny.
what was the justification for it?
Well, he didn't. He was like, it means something, but it's whatever you want it to mean.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't.
Adam, did you watch? I don't know if you've already been asked this, but did you watch Devilman Crybaby on Netflix?
Not yet. People have been
Oh.
telling me to.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
You know, one thing that's weird about Neil Breen movies, or the funniest thing is that the amount of laptops he has, and that the poor abuse of the laptops.
Mm. There will not be any laptops
like-
in Twisted, though, he says.
What?
Wait, he said that?
Garbage. 1 out of 10.
Whatever.
Not
I mean,
enough laptops.
I'm sure it'll still be great. So,
Like, what if
But
it's what if
laptops
it's
are like
what if
As
it's
long
the
as he's
just
not
laptops
making
are
a
important to the
joke,
Neil
it'll
Breen
be great.
experience.
the only
Every
terrible
movie
thing
has a
that could
laptop.
happen would be if he started making it a comedy,
Like
which
he
we
became
already know
self-aware?
he's not doing. Yeah.
No, he's
So
making it a
he's-
serious sci-fi mainstream blockbuster that's not a midnight movie.
mainstream.
Is
yeah.
Tommy Wiseau self-aware or not? I can't tell.
No, he hasn't gotten self-aware yet.
No, I mean, like,
Kind of.
he tries. I mean, he doesn't. He's in on the joke, I guess, at this point, but he tries to make a comedy and it sucks. So that's what sucks
It's the
about
same thing that
Tommy
happened with
Wiseau and
Samurai
James
Cop
Wynn.
2.
Well, Samurai
It
Cop
was-
2
it
wasn't
was
even
the same thing that-
director.
No,
Wait,
the biggest problem was that it tried to be bad, which is something that is
Yeah,
a big
that-
no-no for so bad it's good movies.
And
Like
like
Birdemic
Birdemic 2, yeah, it just ruins the magic. It's not.
Yeah, it does. It's
Birdemic
like
1 is
the reason
classic,
why
but
these
then-
the reason why these movies reach that status is because they take themselves so seriously that they're not aware how bad their movies are. Like Battlefield Earth is my favorite, so bad it's good
Oh
movie.
yeah, that's a pretty good one.
It's so hilarious.
Well, you
And-
still learning how to spell your name.
We will conquer galaxies.
Wait, wasn't Sharknado intentionally bad?
Sharknado was self-aware.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. I hate that movie.
Yeah.
That
Like,
doesn't
that-
count as so bad it's
that
good
movie-
material.
that
Cool as
movie-
ice
Does anyone
does.
even
Every
care about
reason.
Sharknado anymore?
I don't think so.
No.
Are they still
The
making
fan
movies?
base is dead.
There may be a 6th one coming out.
Like
I
because
mean-
what I'm mad about is that for whatever reason that's the one like Asylum film that gets to be really popular.
Yeah.
Well,
that was
I mean,
like-
there was a time when Transmorphers was really popular. Silent film.
Transmorphers.
But it's
I-
like,
no.
people were actually talking about Sharknado on the fucking news.
Yeah, and my dad and I
Super
we for
mainstream
years
for a shit
for
movie.
years before
That was the thing with
Sharknado was even a
Transmorphers. I mean,
concept.
Transmorphers
The-
was really popular of Asylum film. Also, I think another film that was popular for Asylum film, if I remember, I don't know if it was Asylum, but it was some mockbuster company. Was it's this movie called Farce the Penguins?
Oh,
That was
didn't that have fucking like? Oh, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
There was as soon as March of the Penguins happened, there were like 10 Penguin movies in the next 2 years.
I did hear about Cars.
Wasn't Mr. Popper's Penguins one of those movies with Jim Carrey?
Yeah, that was a bit after.
Hey, didn't Happy Feet come out before March of the Penguins?
Happy Feet was 2007, wasn't it?
2006.
When did March of the Penguins came out?
March of the Penguins came out 2005, I think.
Okay,
for a while.
So
yeah, there was a nice sweet era where we had nothing but Penguin movies.
Yeah.
And Surf's Up, I think, is a really good one though. Even though it's from Sony, it's a pretty good movie.
I love Surf's Up too. When the part is like, I really like the otter, the seal guy is like, I want to milk a fish.
Surf's Up 2
Oh,
with John Cena.
Oh my! Yeah, I know.
And then like it shows like the otter sticking like tonguing a fish's asshole.
Yeah, like with a straw, like as a straw.
Yeah, I saw that on like a Saber Spark video.
Hey, Adam, have you seen Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka, the crossover movie?
No.
Yeah, all the Tom
I
and
think I was
Jerry
aware
funny.
that it existed, but I haven't
like
seen
all the Tom and Jerry movies.
You
just
have to
fall
see it. It's
under the
really
radar.
funny.
They have like what the little mouse, the only like the mouse that can talk in Tom and Jerry doing like the tunnel scene.
What is it? What's that Shyamalan movie with the mental patients?
Wait, did you say
What?
Shyamalan?
Yes.
I thought you said Cooper. I thought you were talking for some reason. I thought you were talking
the title of the movie where the mental patients fake are disguised as grandparents.
The Visit.
The Happening.
The Visit. That's what it's called. It
Happening.
escapes me. The Visit.
I like how you just spoiled the movie with the description, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I mean, that's
Can't believe
fine,
the Shyamalan
but
twist.
it's not a good movie, but...
What do you think of?
Like, you think
I
that
was
you could describe it without describing like
forward
the
to the
twist.
Visit at the time.
That's the way my
but
brother
I was
describes
just
every movie.
disappointed how bad it was, especially the fact that you had one of the kids rapping, which was terrible, cringy.
I've heard
Good God.
like polarizing things about that movie.
Is that movie really polarizing, or I thought it was hated?
A lot of people considered it to be his return to form, which I just think is ridiculous.
Yeah.
No,
But then
Split was a
people are
return to
easily
form. That was a good
manipulated
movie.
by like found footage horror movies.
I
You
thought
don't,
Split was
you don't have
okay.
to do like as much at all when you make a found footage horror movie.
But
You
there's
can just manipulate
Glass.
people.
I'm pretty sure a lot of us are looking forward to Glass.
My expectations are not high, but somebody's asking me about Vampire Weekend. I haven't heard much of them.
Lullaby and Good Fright.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering, Adam, like for the because I know that you also do music. Are you at all a Frank Zappa person?
I think I've seen more of his interviews than I have heard his music. Honestly,
He has some of the best interviews.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I can't say I'm a huge I haven't heard much of his music at all, honestly. But I've seen a lot of interviews. Someone's
Great
asking me when the new YMS is coming out. I said it would be this month, but that was before I was surprise invited to Cannes, and that took a week out of my schedule, plus me trying to fix my sleep afterwards. So it's going to be out in the first couple weeks of June instead.
What's it going to be on, or is it going to be a surprise?
The Visit, I think, right?
It is.
It is.
What are your thoughts on The Great Beauty, the Paolo Sorrentino film?
I don't like it as much as his the one after that, the Youth. The Great Beauty was fine. I just found it to be like it didn't go anywhere, and it was really long. I wasn't huge on it. I don't know why it won. What did it win? Did it win the Palme d'Or or did it win the Oscar? It won something.
I don't.
It won one of
I
them.
don't know.
Yeah.
It's on Criterion.
Yeah.
Thought
I
that was
wasn't
great.
huge on it, honestly. It was fine. It was just really boring to me.
Hey Adam, what's your favorite Steven Spielberg movie?
The Post, obviously.
I don't know.
The BFG.
Yeah, I don't know. Do I own a Steven Spielberg movie?
Tintin.
No.
Tintin was great.
I
I'm
don't
kind of
know.
a class- I'm kind of a
Probably
classy
one of the
man,
Jurassic Parks, I guess.
I'm a classic.
What's Schindler's List?
I'll go with
Speaking of
Jaws.
Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
I'll go
Adam,
with Jaws.
what do you think about Jurassic
Schindler's
World:
List.
Fallen Kingdom?
Ugh.
Oh, that looks like shit.
Oh yeah.
It looks bad.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Isn't funny?
It looks
I mean,
terrible.
come on, I mean, they're all falling in the water with the gyrospheres, and the dinosaurs are just falling in as well.
I actually really love
looks
Chris
really
Pratt,
bad.
though.
I guess I'll watch it.
These movies have become expensive sci-fi movies, like
Yeah.
sci-fi original
I don't know.
movies.
I get
Because
I get the
Jurassic
feeling
World-
I get the feeling you don't much care for Spielberg, Adam. I
I
guess.
don't. I really don't. He makes very safe and inoffensive, sellable movies that I have no
Sure.
interest in.
What do you
Jaws
think of
did
his
to
He's made some
the
great
ocean.
films.
Wait, what do you
Jaws
think
did
of
to the ocean what Jaws did to the ocean.
Yeah, Jaws is good for what it is.
what do you think of his shows like Animaniacs and like Freakazoid?
Animaniacs is cool. Freakazoid, I don't know if I watched much of it.
Yeah.
But I liked Animaniacs.
Schindler's List was pretty great,
for sure.
though.
Yeah, Schindler's List is good.
Schindler's List was great.
Oh yeah, that was good.
What do you think of the Marvel TV shows, Adam? Like Agents of Shield?
Oh, I will never
The only
watch
Marvel
one.
TV
I
show
will
worth
never-
watching
they
is
look like
Daredevil.
shit.
The only
First
Marvel
season
TV
of
show worth
Daredevil
watching
is
is
good.
Daredevil. That's it.
The effect, like every clip I see of that, it looks so fucking low budget.
What,
And the
Daredevil?
effects? Or maybe no, sorry, I was thinking of the Flash. Never mind.
Yeah, the Flash is
Oh.
not
Flash
good.
looks like
The Flash,
really
no,
fucking
the
cheap.
thing about the Flash
I
is
haven't
that it
seen
used to be
Daredevil
good, like for like a couple of seasons, until like season 2 finale pretty much was the downfall of that show and hasn't recovered since.
Was season
You know, I
2 the
looked
one
at-
with Gorilla Grodd?
Season 2 is when they introduced alternate realities.
You know what looks hilarious? Skyscraper with Dwayne Johnson.
Oh my god!
That looks really funny. That
Wait.
looks like a perfect like make fun of it movie.
Wait, Adam, what did you think
Yeah.
of Rampage?
I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I don't know why I would.
It's pretty. It's disposable fun.
Mhm.
I wonder, didn't it come
The
out?
guy who made San Andreas. So if you've seen San Andreas or any of his movies, it's pretty much disposable junk.
So is the Meg going to be like the Piranha of shark movies?
Pretty much.
Like the Piranha
Oh,
3D
that.
shark movies?
I mean, I'm
The
excited for
Piranha
it.
3D
It
was
looks
bad.
really great.
I
It
had
The
looks
trail,
like-
you
it
know,
looks-
it's one of those things where like the trailer's edited in a way where that can't possibly be how the film is going to be. You know, like the tone
think it
of the
is.
trailer is not going to be reflected in the film. They did that with Suicide Squad. They do that all the fucking time. They have a well-edited trailer with some like catchy song in it. People go like, "Wow, this looks like fun," but it's not going to be what the movie is.
Right.
The movie can
Like
the movie
God
can play
Forgives.
itself off not too seriously, and that's fine. But you're not going to
Hey
get the
Adam,
tone of the trailer. in the
who's directing the Meg?
film. Let's see. John Turteltaub,
Who's
Yeah,
What
that?
did he make?
the director of
Cool Runnings.
Three Ninjas, Cool Runnings, The Kid, National Treasure Book of Secrets.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
Sorcerer's
great.
Apprentice.
Last
So it's gonna be a good movie then. Okay.
He should
They're all great
CGI.
films.
He should CGI John Candy into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for the Meg when I saw Deadpool yesterday, and when the title of the movie came up, the Meg, I just
And the giant megalodon came up like.
I can't
in the
believe
title.
they named it the Meg.
I just think of Meg from Family Guy.
Exactly.
Same.
Shut up, Meg.
Shut up, the Meg.
Shut up, the
I
Meg.
lost it. It's so what a bad title.
I hated when
Yeah, why would you call it
Speaking
that?
of-
I don't know why.
Speaking of Family Guy, I hate it when they try to be relevant because like the Family Guy's episodes of Family Guys are written like 10 months in advance before the actual season airs. So when they try to be relevant and like make jokes about current shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The only like animated show that can be topical is South Park.
Yeah,
Right.
Because they do it like the week the episode airs. No, they
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
no,
It's crazy how fast they
South
make
Park
it.
episodes are made within a span of a day, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I think like,
one of them was made within like 48 hours.
but then
Most
like,
of
they
them
also,
are made within like a week or something.
I remember they fucked up with like season 20 because they were expecting Hillary Clinton to win the election, but
Yeah, so
Trump
was
ended up
everyone.
winning, so they
Yeah.
had to adjust the fucking the entire plot of the season to
Yeah.
to Trump winning.
They're like shit.
I don't know who invented Pokemon Go, but I think how we get Pokemon Go to the polls.
Woo!
That's why. That's what made her lose.
God.
She tried to be hip and relevant.
That's too.
No,
Because she's
I don't
know, fellow
unrelatable.
kids.
She's the
She's
most
just
like
unrelatable
Adam.
candidate.
But Adam, she's very woke with the kids.
Yeah.
And she's a woman.
Yeah.
Did you see the
People,
White
I
House?
find it funny because like people act as though she lost because she's a woman,
Yeah.
but her being a woman was like the only thing she had going for her. You know,
Exactly.
that was she wouldn't have
Yeah.
been nearly as popular if she was a dude saying the same shit. Like
Yeah.
the only reason she had any support is because she's a woman, right?
I mean, I'm assuming that she has supporters because just on the basis that, hey guys, the novelty that we'll have a woman in the White House, isn't that cool?
Well, yeah, because people are like, it's time. Let's ignore her actual
It's time.
policies.
Wait,
It's time.
Adam, do you just find American politics funny since they don't really apply to you?
It's a really entertaining reality TV show.
I'm just thinking about the new season, latest season of American Horror Story.
Yeah. I can't wait for the final season of America.
Ah, yes.
I really want to move out.
It ends.
Adam,
here.
should I move to Canada?
Well, here's the thing.
know.
I wasn't in support of any of the candidates at the time, but I just wanted to see Trump win to see a bunch of people get triggered, and I did, and it was wonderful.
I wanted to see Trump win just so I knew what the fuck would happen, and now it's like, okay, well.
People have gotten triggered either way.
I'm still not even like that upset because it was between him and Hillary Clinton, so there was no winning in the first place. You know?
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
who wins, we lose.
That was the tagline. It was like Alien versus Predator. Yeah, I mean, like I
Could have had Bernie Sanders, but nah.
Oh, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I'll always be pissed about
Bernie
Bernie.
Sanders, it wouldn't have
Before we
even.
get political, though, I should mention that I'm ending the hangout in the next 10 minutes or so. So if
Okay.
anybody has any final questions they've been dying to ask.
I do have a question though.
Yes.
What is your favorite and least favorite Oscar winner movie?
Suicide Squad won an Oscar, so
Well, I mean, like Best Picture winner.
Crash wasn't great. I wasn't a big fucking fan of 2015 Best Picture winner. What was that called?
Spotlight.
Spotlight. I was not a big fan of that. Although Crash is
It's a
probably
Hallmark movie.
Yeah,
What year
Spotlight
did,
was just fucking meh. It
What
wasn't
year did
special at
12
all.
Years a Slave come out?
That was 2013.
13.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was great.
fuck.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. I love
was a
12
good
Years a
movie.
Slave. Birdman won Best Picture. That's a 10 out of 10 for me. So, that's up there for sure.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, that was a surprise. Actually, I wasn't expecting Birdman to win Best Picture, but that was weird.
And it's so drastically different from everything you
What's
made
your
before.
favorite
great.
and least favorite Morgan Freeman movie?
Oh god.
Well, let me look at his IMDb real quick.
The best Morgan Freeman movie is Hunt Down the Freeman.
Driving Miss Daisy. I don't know.
The only thing the only thing about Hunt Down the Freeman that I really know is that Keemstar played the president.
Yeah.
Well, we all know
And
the
Alex
worst
was
Morgan
in it,
Freeman
too.
movie is The Black Knight, or I don't know what it's called. The one with Clive Owen as the main character.
Morgan Freeman was in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was a direct-to-video movie. Not The Dark Knight. No, that's a great movie. But no, I was referring to it's like a DTV movie with some major stars in it, like Clive Owen and Morgan Freeman were in it. It's insane.
No idea.
Well, both Seven and $1 Million Baby are great movies.
Oh yeah, I love Seven.
Probably Seven would be my favorite
Who
Morgan
doesn't?
Freeman movie. I don't know.
That has
okay.
fucking Kevin Spacey in it.
And then
He's got Kevin.
I'm looking through his IMDb and I'm trying to think of the worst one I've seen. He doesn't have like that shitty of a track record. He's not in a lot of great movies, but he's not in a lot of terrible movies.
7 was just Kevin Spacey projecting.
I saw the bucket list. It wasn't very good, so that would probably be my least favorite.
I thought the bucket. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I always thought it was going to be a good movie.
Dreamcatcher was probably worse.
Oh yeah, Dreamcatcher. I don't remember much of that.
Wait, wasn't Dreamcatcher directed by Lawrence Kasdan?
Yes.
Okay.
Adam, what do you think of Rhapsody
Stephen
Street
King.
Kids?
What do I think of what?
Rhapsody Street Kids.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, fuck you.
Look up an image right now.
I know what that is. I know. What
Yeah,
that
and
is.
look up
Is that
an
the
image
thing
real
with
quick.
like that
Rhapsody
really bad?
Street
Okay,
Kids? or
Rhapsody
Street-
Street Kids Love Santa.
Is that
We don't
the
believe in
Christmas
Santa.
special
That's
thing?
what it's called.
Okay, it's
SITTIE. Street Kids.
Okay.
Why
It's
is
the-
it
That
real?
looks disturbing.
Yeah,
and it's actually
is
like
it was
it's
made by
like
Scientologists.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
like
Yeah, it
The
was.
Simpsons.
And
It aired on the WB.
also the most surprising thing, Adam, is that it has a really like well stacked voice cast.
Yeah.
Like
The
major
Simpsons voice actors
players.
in it.
It's
Nancy
Mark
Cartwright.
Hamill.
Yeah, Nancy Cartwright's in it.
Best
Nancy
Scientology
Cartwright,
projects in
Paige
Battlefield
O'Hara.
Earth.
Nancy Cartwright
Mark
was actually one of the advocates for it to get made.
isn't Mark Hamill in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's a Scientologist?
No,
No.
Nancy Cartwright is, but
Oh.
Nancy
I was about to
Cartwright
say,
is.
I couldn't see Mark Hamill
Yeah.
being a Scientologist.
No, Tommy
Oh,
Cruise
Oh,
is.
Nancy.
I thought Tom Cruise
Cruise
left the Scientology.
No, he. I mean, I don't know if he did, but I just heard that he was, and then there was like a weird a divorce or something like that.
Has The Simpsons ever criticized Scientology?
No, they're not allowed
no.
because the Nancy Cartwright
Because-
said she'd leave if they did.
Which is
Yeah, I know
funny.
that-
Which is funny how like crazy
Like-
people are that way. Like Chef from South Park left because of that.
Because like
Exactly.
South Park
Yeah.
did that whole
Isaac
episode of
Hayes.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I just realized
It's
that.
so insane how
Wait, I
attached
just
Hey, Adam, what do you
realized
think about
that-
this whole Abu controversy thing?
somebody else was saying something right before you said that.
I just realized that Nancy and Veronica Cartwright are two different people.
Oh.
Wait,
sorry,
I
what
was
was your
getting
question again? What
Oh,
controversy about what?
Abu? I mean, Abu,
Abu.
excuse me.
oh,
I don't really
Abu,
care.
that's full Adam.
I don't really care because like, just I think it's just another thing for people to find something to get angry about because The Simpsons has criticized and parodied every stereotype imaginable. You know, you've got like fucking groundskeeper Willie is a stereotype of Scottish.
yeah,
people.
but he's from Europe. He's white. It doesn't
Yeah,
count.
I mean, like you fucking Smithers was a stereotype of gay people, and when the people who are fed up with who are like Apu is racist sort of thing, it's like, yeah, I guess a little, but it wasn't like unfairly racist in a way where you can single him out compared to other stereotypes on the show. Like they made fun of everything, right? And so the argument that they present.
What was that?
The argument.
Tense.
The argument that they present is that Apu was the only like East Indian character. East
Doesn't he
Indian?
have a son?
Indian. It was the only character
son.
on TV at the time that was reflecting that demographic, and that's their argument. Is like, no, it's because it's not that it was offensive; it's that it was the only one, and then people used that and they were like, "Hey, Apu," to like they called people Apu.
That's
It's
not the Simpsons' fault.
Yeah, that's not. First of all, that's not
That's
the
bull-
Simpsons' fault. Second of all, were there any other like prominent gay characters in a show before Smithers? Were there? I don't know.
How old is Friends?
I don't know.
Too
No.
old.
Simpsons is
Wait,
1989.
isn't it Flanders? No.
Like
The
I don't know.
moment-
You'd have to imagine that there's other caricatures of.
Yeah, Flanders is a
Flanders?
stereotype,
Ned
but
Flanders?
nobody cares about that.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Well,
don't see
because
how
it's a
it's
media
singled out.
stereotype, that's why.
Like just
It's
because other people reacted in a racist way in America to that doesn't mean that it's the fault of the show. That's the fault of the individuals who have done terrible racist things to you. And it's unfair to project that onto the show itself.
And the moment the documentary used Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder as an example of blackface and how it's really racist.
Oh,
it
great.
just showed they had no idea what they're talking about.
But that was supposed to be a
That was
satire.
the joke.
That was
The joke
it
was that was that it was
method
racist.
acting.
Well,
They
he
didn't get it.
Robert Downey Jr. wasn't in blackface. Robert Downey Jr. was playing an actor in blackface.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
a difference.
And
That was
everybody
brilliant.
loved him anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's
He
the
won the
difference,
Oscar.
but it's the difference between like Quentin Tarantino saying the N-word in real life or him being a character saying it in a movie. You know,
Yeah.
like you can write a character that you're, and if you think that the action of saying the N-word or doing blackface, if you think that those are despicable things, then you should be mad at the character, not the actor, because the actor's playing a character doing it, not doing it themselves, right? Like you can't, in the same way that you could get mad at Robert Downey Jr. for playing that character, then you would therefore also have to be mad at every single white actor who has said the N-word playing a racist character. You know?
Yeah.
It's no different.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So I have a question. What are your thoughts on Sin City, Grindhouse, and the Mariachi trilogy?
I don't know what the Mariachi trilogy is. What is that?
It's El Mariachi, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and
Oh yeah,
Desperado.
I haven't seen any of those, but I love Sin City and I love
Despacito?
Grindhouse. Fuck
Did you
off.
see the sequel?
The sequel to Sin City, yeah, it was terrible.
This
Yeah.
might
I
not
had
be. This might not be a fair question, but of the two, or especially of the Grindhouse double feature, Death Proof and Planet Terror, Adam, which one did you like more?
Grindhouse is great. Death Proof is great. Planet Terror is meh, but I still value it as part of the double feature, and that theatrical experience is one of the best that I've ever had in my life. And I saw that movie like 11 times in theaters or some shit. It was so good. I love the whole experience. It was so unique.
I brought up.
Wait,
I brought up in the.
if I remember correctly, because I missed out on the experience, wasn't like a double feature for both movies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Two
Adam,
for the
have you
price of
ever
one, with fake trailers in between.
Adam, have you ever thought about making like a Discord server?
I have one.
You do?
I think it's linked in the description of my videos.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I'm gonna join it. I had no fucking idea.
Well,
I'm not super active in it or anything, so.
Well, yeah.
Apparently in the Sardonicast Discord, you can't say the word faggot.
Oh,
I know that.
I don't moderate any of them, even if I'm listed as like a moderator or admin. I really don't do anything. So,
I know that someone
I think it's
one of my
funny
friends-
that people would say that you're not allowed to say faggot because I don't.
Yeah, like how many times have you said faggot, Adam?
Yeah. I'm a gay dude, but whatever. I mean, like I don't give a shit if people say faggot.
Wait, Adam, remember that the video you did on your channel where you did that really creepy face, not like your regular face, but the creepy one.
Frozen?
Like the one in the shower?
Thoughts on
The
Frozen?
scoop on the face?
Yeah, with that song in the background. I forgot the name of that song, but
Under
with
the
that really
Sea?
creepy face.
What,
The
the
creepy
rape
smile.
face?
Yeah.
The sad thing, that
Under the-
smile was scarier than anything in Truth or Dare.
This is true.
Wait, can you do that?
Fuck, I don't want to right now.
I'm sorry.
Put him on the spot.
I'm so. I would another day. I'm just like I'm just really jet lagged. Still.
Adam, have you ever like thought about like if the voice chat in your Discord server is like full of people? Have you ever just thought about popping in and joining for like a split second?
Sorry. What?
Like in your Discord server, like have you ever just thought about joining like if the voice chat is popular in it or like very
I
active?
don't
Have you thought
know.
about, like,
I've popped in and like done text before. You know, I've popped in and just
Yeah.
typed some things, but I'm just like, I don't. There's
It's a
the
seahorse.
type of content creators that spend all their time chatting with fans and hanging out are ones that aren't working very much. You know, as much as I hate to say it, like I don't want it to seem like I don't care about my audience, and you know, I do this Google Hangout and everything, even though it's like just for Patreon people. But I would love to be constantly interacting with everybody, but it's like I have a lot of shit that I'm trying to get done is the issue. You know, like I'm a very busy boy.
Busy horse.
Yeah. So that's the biggest issue. Any other
I've another grindhouse question.
Yes.
Do you prefer the first half of Death Proof or the second half?
I prefer the whole thing.
Mhm.
It's a great movie.
No preferred segment?
I prefer the whole thing.
Well, I mean,
it's a movie. It's a whole movie.
Neither half,
Fair enough.
neither half would mean much of anything if they weren't together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you
That's how
think
most
like,
movies are, actually.
Adam, do you think down the road you'll do a YMS on Suicide Squad?
No.
Don't
He's
waste
already
your
done like a
time.
review. He's already done like a review on it. I think
Yeah, my
that's
quickie
really
is
all
the
needs to be
second
said.
most viewed video on my channel. I think that's fine.
But what's the most viewed video? Is it the Cool Cat one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a question.
I think the Suicide Squad one might have the most. It had like 2 or 5 million views last I checked.
No, it's Cool Cat has the most.
All right.
Doesn't Cool Cat have like
Interesting.
3 million?
It's the rock and
It has the
roll.
most, whatever
Cool
it is.
Cat
I feel like it's
Japan
gonna get
sing.
beat by my existentialism.mp4 video. I feel like that's gonna be my most viewed at some point.
How many views
What
does
it is?
Stranger Things have?
Stranger Things? I don't know. Probably not a lot. Because that's like that's a strategically timed meme that I was already kind of late on. So yeah, it's got 379,000.
Yep.
Whereas Cool Cat has 4.2 million, Suicide Squad 2.8 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got the numbers backwards.
Wow, Unfriended's number 3. All right.
And Amazing Spider-Man is on there, right? Amazing Spider-Man 2?
That's number 4. Wow.
Is that a vape?
It is. Vape Nash.
We got 2 kids got suspended for 2 weeks because they got caught vaping in the bathroom at my
That's
sister's
funny.
school.
Whatever.
I'd like to say before I go.
Yes.
I remember recommending Repo Man last time. I would still check that out. But if you're a fan of like really balls to the wall humor and stuff, I'd recommend Panty and Stocking as well.
Shit.
I'm probably the biggest like non-Japanese speaking fan in Texas of that show. But if you're a balls to the wall guy, you might get something
Sit
out.
down with Panty and Stocking.
Yeah, Panty and Stocking with garter belt. The I don't know.
This 2013 short, or what is that?
No, it's a 13 episode sort of Japanese love letter to what they think American
here we are.
culture is. It was actually
Stocking with
conceived.
garter belt.
It was actually thought up. The creators thought it up while drinking and just watching episodes of Drawn Together.
Okay, cool. That's funny.
Actually, Adam, what are your thoughts on Drawn Together, the show?
It's really funny to me. It's very immature.
You even have the Blu-ray of the movie.
Yeah.
Audio.
I forgot about the movie. I think I muted the culprit right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Drawn Together is a funny show to me. I like how not only immature but like it was at the perfect time for like being able to get away with offensive shit on TV. Like there's no other show, maybe Wonder Show's in. But there's other Drawn Together is probably the most like hilariously offensive show that was allowed on TV.
Wasn't South Park around that time too?
South Park's still going.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Drawn Together in the way that it's portrayed is just like hilariously offensive. Where like there's like the princess has like a retarded cousin and Captain Hero fucks her. And, like, there's just so much in that show that's just ridiculous. And I wouldn't even recommend it to everybody because people are sensitive, but it's funny to me. Not every episode's great. A lot of the humor is sometimes like hit or miss. Some of it's just bad.
And
but-
Am Carolla plays a pig.
Yeah.
You
The voice
cannot
acting in
love
that show is great, by the way. Drawn Together has some awesome voice acting. Tara Strong plays like 2 characters.
She's in everything.
Yeah.
Tara Strong's an amazing.
Oh yeah,
voice
she's a
actor,
great
though.
voice actress.
A lot of great
voice
voice
actors.
acting and Drawn Together.
She
A lot of
uses
really
her-
cool animation for what it is. Like they have different animation styles going at once.
Doesn't
like
Tara
that.
Strong use her Bubbles voice as what's the black and white character like
Toot?
Toot?
Yeah, too.
Kind of, not really. It's different.
What do you think, Adam? Speaking of people who are kind of sensitive, what do you think of the mysterious Mr. Enter?
I haven't seen it. Is there anybody?
No, he was a content creator.
He
I
makes
don't
YouTube
remember. I
videos.
have no idea.
What about Paul Joseph Watson?
Oh my god.
On the channel that I'm streaming this live stream hangout on, I made a video about Paul Joseph
That was
Watson.
great.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
Also,
he
Adam
contradicts
my thoughts on
himself about.
And people take him
Russian.
seriously.
He has no integrity. He just spews shit. That's it.
At least he's
Adam,
not Mark Dice.
I thought it was really cool that you got
He's
to talk
not
with
as
Hugo and Jake
memeable as
recently.
Alex Jones, though.
Oh yeah.
Alex Jones will always be the king of memes.
Yeah. Is there anybody that didn't get to ask a question that they wanted to?
Oh,
before
I wanted to ask.
Yes, please.
What is your favorite Quentin Tarantino film that you directed?
Kill Bill, probably.
Yes.
Kill Bill, maybe Pulp Fiction, but probably Kill Bill.
Yeah. Pulp
Mine's,
Fiction's in my top 5.
Mine's Inglorious Bastards.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Kill
love
Bill
Inglourious
has a special
Basterds.
place in my heart. I love the soundtrack a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
I
by
love
Kill
the
Bill
whole
you
thing.
mean.
Bang, bang.
Oh,
For me,
yeah,
it's
one and
Django
two.
Unchained.
both one-
I
both
think
one
that's
and
his.
two.
The thing about Pulp Fiction, I think it's kind of overrated. I don't think the movie. I think the first act and the third act are great, but the stuff in the middle isn't as good. Like
I love the
if
whole
it
thing.
involves,
Yeah.
it just I think it kind of loses steam in the middle, but it picks up when it goes back to the stuff involving Vincent and Jules. That's the best stuff in the movie, though.
I love the
Like,
whole thing.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that didn't get to ask a question? Because I'm just
I
gonna
got a
end this
quick one.
soon. Yeah.
Have you played Dark Souls?
Yeah.
Dorks.
I haven't beaten it. I might restart it. There's like an HD one coming out or
Yep.
something, like a remaster.
It's already out and it's not really that good. But...
Why is it not great?
From what I understand, it's basically just
It's-
the same game, but they fixed
Yeah,
the
it's
connectivity
like-
issues.
Wow, 6 out of 10 on Steam.
6 out of 10. What?
I mean, it runs at 60 FPS, but it's really not that big an upgrade.
Does it just look worse?
Cuphead is the Dark Souls
doesn't
of
look worse, it
platformers.
I'm just waiting to get it on Switch.
Oh, is that gonna happen? I forget.
It got pushed back. It was supposed to come out this month.
Oh yeah.
Specifically 4 days from now, but
How do I read the Steam reviews on this thing?
Yeah, I would read reviews to like make a.
Adam, did you have a Wii U, and what did you think of it? Like when it was still a thing?
I didn't have a Wii U. My roommate had one, and it was not appealing in the slightest. It didn't. It's not. The Wii is trash. It's like there's nothing special about it. Every single fucking game had to try and incorporate that stupid tablet that wasn't even like HD, and the
What about, like,
battery
Smash
lasted
Bros?
for like 2.5 hours. I like Smash Bros, but Smash Bros is on other consoles too. There's nothing about the Wii U that makes Smash Bros better. So, any other final questions?
I remember going through your reviews not too long ago, like on IMDb, and I had wondered what you thought of the Daria film. Is it college yet? Because you gave it like a 2 out of 10, and I had never seen something that low for it.
Oh, that might be like a really old rating. I don't know.
It's just I don't know what you think of Daria as a show, so it was
That's fine.
strange to me.
This isn't a question, but I am so fucking tired.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What time is it for you?
1 a.m. 1 in the morning.
It's 2 for me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's Sunday for me. I'm in the future.
Shit, boys.
Wow.
Wow.
All right,
Good
last
job.
question. Somebody was asking something. Somebody said, "What do you think?" and then got cut off.
All right.
Oh, that was me. I was going to ask you what you think of the Mario Kart games, but I didn't think that was really
Mario
worth
Party?
the last question. No, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, they're fine.
Oh.
Okay.
YMS
Do we
on
want
Gods of, YMS on Gods of Egypt?
Maybe.
The best kart racer ever is Crash Team Racing.
Those effects are amazing, though.
Graphic kart's better.
Wait, okay, wait. I have a serious question. What do you think of the Noah movie, like the one based off like the Bible Noah?
I made a
It's like-
quickie on it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I thought it was
I never
terrible.
saw
It
it.
came out. I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was just bad, kind of. It was all right. I don't remember. Did I give it a 5?
You gave it a
Something like that.
5, I think.
Yeah. It was all
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I loved the soundtrack. There were some cool scenes, but most of it was just ridiculous.
You know, it's
Like the
just
Stone Giants.
Darren
Aronofsky hasn't made a good
religious
movie
film.
since, I don't know, maybe
Mother?
Black Swan?
Mother was great.
trash.
Black Swan was great.
Mother was great.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? It was garbage.
No,
It was
that's your
terrible.
opinion, man.
Apparently, the complaints on Dark Souls Remastered are about glitches, buggy textures, and a lot of hacking.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'll stick with
The
my
original-
PS3 one then.
Soft spot in my heart. Requiem for a Dream was my first soul-crushing movie.
Is Dark Souls
I-
remastered on like console too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remembered what I wanted to say a while back. I just find it so interesting that
Eraserhead
people,
crushed my soul, though. I can say
people
that.
find like Scientology to be like any more weird than just any other religion. It's just like
Well, because
Really?
it's newer.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that and like Mormonism, people find, people have their religions and they think like, haha, that religion's so stupid.
It's yeah.
Because it's like fair game because it's not as old.
Yeah.
All of them are dumb.
His religion isn't much of
Yeah.
a welcome to the party kind of thing if you're new.
Yeah.
It'll immediately try and destroy
L.
you.
Ron Hubbard.
Well, because most religion survives based on the fact that they're too old to be able to fact check for people. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's this really old book.
That's-
And then you get people talking about like, conspiracies, and it's like
Yeah.
all of these people.
But if you make a new
fucking
religion today, people are like, that's stupid.
yeah.
believe in.
What did you think of the Fahrenheit 451 HBO movie that came
Never
out
saw it.
recently? Oh,
I'm gonna end the hangout. I
Alright,
wanna,
see ya.
wanna clean my room. It's been
You're gonna
3
You're
hours.
gonna Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, love
Well,
you.
yeah, my room was really clean right before I left for France, and now I got these like these fucking suitcases that I haven't unpacked, and it's just like, if I don't do it now, it's just gonna turn into something fucking worse. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make some food. I might record my solo quickie today if my voice is up for it. I gotta check on a video that Damo sent me for some more Cannes Film Festival stuff and get that monetized. Gotta get some things
You look
lined
like
up for
Tommy
my
Wiseau.
gaming channel. I am. Anyway, thank you so much for joining.
Well,
Thank you for your
having
company.
us.
Thank you for being patrons.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, man.
I really
You're welcome,
appreciate it.
man.
And
You're welcome.
check the main Patreon page for the next month's hangout. And you will see it in the next updated in the next week or so. All right. Thank
right,
you so
bye.
much.
Cool.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Love you.